What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome to another live. We have one of the hardest working men, people, riders in wheel business. Rob, aka Will Good Time, is in the hizzy. What's happening, brother? I want to thank everyone, first of all, for coming in, taking your Friday night, Friday evening, wherever you are, Friday or Saturday, and joining
Happy
us.
Friday.
Happy Friday. And let's get some shout outs first before we get started. We got Spartacus. What's happening, brother? Always in the trenches. Ruben. We got my EUC journey. Yora, what's happening? Who else? We got Ricardo. And again, thank you everybody for coming in. Real good time. We're going to have a real good time tonight. And that is it. Mikey, always a pleasure, brother. Green Master Mike in the house representing. And we're going to get started. And first of all, how is everyone's Friday going? Everybody? Anybody?
Mine's going pretty good. I just
Rob,
got some riding in right now.
okay.
I'm feeling pretty good. I've been messing with the DS200 because it's got the little adjustments on it. That's another thing that I wish they had, man. Like, you buy this DS200, I got it from eWheels, and I got no instructions on it, man. I had to figure out how to install it myself, everything
Yeah,
by
they got to
myself, and
have
then
better instructions.
yeah, the
Oh,
instructions are horrible, but it's a great shock though.
nice. What we're going to do, we're going to dive into that because I want to ask you a few questions on that. First thing we want to do, though, we got a fantastic guest on. We want to find out a few things about Real Good Time here. Brother, how did you get started in wheel life?
Hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. So how I
First
got
time.
started was initially my wife is a horse nut, and she'd always go on trail rides. We lived in Florida, and she'd go on trail rides with her friends. And I don't really care that much about horses, but in an attempt to go on rides with her, I was like, let's get a one wheel. I'll get a one wheel. I'll do that. We'll go on little trail rides and do that. And then I got the need for speed like most people, and 12 to 18-ish miles an hour, give or take. I don't even remember how fast it was. That's not fast enough.
Right.
And I going on exercising my dog on a one wheel. You hold that leash and she tugs in the wrong direction and you're on the ground. And I was on the ground multiple times.
A little 360.
And what's that?
A little 360 action.
Yeah, it was not fun. And I think about 300 miles on a one wheel XR and three really bad crashes was enough for me to think maybe there's an alternate option out there. Maybe there's something a little safer than a one wheel. And so then I got my first wheel ever, which was a Batch 3 in motion V11.
Okay.
And
That's a good wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was happy with that. And for some dumb reason, I wanted to protect its resale value and whatnot. So I didn't ride it too much. I didn't want to put those miles too high. So I got about 1,200 miles on it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a Master Pro. I'm just going to go crazy.
Nice.
There
And
you go.
yeah, and it was a totally different experience. It was a adjustment.
Well, what's
But
your high end weight, dude? You mind me
my
asking?
high end weight? Oh, my riding weight is about 205.
12.5.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so the
You're-
Master Pro's a bigger wheel. Yeah, because the
Yeah,
V11
I'll
is kind
say.
of a small wheel.
Yeah, for sure. And it was a huge step up. It only took like a couple days to get used to the Master Pro compared to the V11, but um, I was in love with that more than any wheel really ever.
The power,
So
huh?
yeah,
From
yeah, and I
V11
still
to
wasn't
that
even
was
that
a
good
big
at it.
difference.
Yeah,
And
yeah, for sure. But yeah, go ahead.
Rob, you ride on the West Coast. So what's it like? What's the scene out there? Because you're a Northern Cali rider, right?
Yeah, so I did have my Master Pro when I lived in North Carolina, but I just moved to Sonoma County, Northern California, this summer. And I'll tell you what, it is night and day compared to where I was at in
Wow.
the Outer Banks of North Carolina. It was in North Carolina, I was the one and only rider out there. I was on a little island where you could ride the Master Pro from the north end of the island to the south end in 20 minutes easy.
That's cool though.
And
Yeah.
and then now I can just hop on my Sherman L and just ride and ride and ride until I'm lost. And and there's so many riders out here. It's awesome that there's an actual real community of EUC owners out here. That's something I've never experienced before, and it's really cool.
Awesome.
Have
Nice.
you been into the Bay Area to ride with the Bay Area riders?
Hardly, in fact, I've never ridden in San Francisco yet. I've only been in San Francisco like twice, maybe. But I've been all around the Bay. Especially I've gone to hang out and ride with Diego, who also runs Vertex pads. He's a good friend of mine.
Sweet.
So he and I like to meet up and ride. And I got some local folks here that there's just miles, hundreds of miles of proper riding, especially not just trails, but just country roads for as long as you can imagine, winding
Oh
twisties
yeah,
forever.
Nice.
yeah, it's beautiful there.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's definitely one of my bucket list spots is to ride into California, get out there, ride with, Marty and Roger, and Brian and all those guys and Don and just you see the videos, you know what I mean? But to actually get out there and be able just to ride and then go down to the Bay Area, hopefully, Mikey, we can all meet up there and then just
Yeah, meet up over with Roger in Santa Monica over there with all of them. I think we can make it happen.
Yeah.
We can
Oh,
get
yeah,
you
we're
good
definitely
time
gonna
to
make
go
that
out there with
happen.
us too.
You got to
I'll
come
tell you
down.
what. Yeah, I've been
You said
to
in
the Southern
February, right?
California tour twice.
Yeah, I'm gonna try like the end of February, somewhere in March, beginning of March, somewhere around in there. I just have to
Yeah, we
see
can-
how the weather is here and then my whole wheel situation. Because I would like, because I'm looking to go out there and just put miles, just rack up the
Well,
miles.
hey, dude, you're talking to the man right here. This guy's got the hookup with what is it? Next Gen, right? You're with Next Gen
Yeah, I'm helping with a lot of the customer support with Next Gen Mobility right now.
with James, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I say I
Yep.
would rather go out there and ride and put the miles on my own wheel to get used to it, and then just ship it back to myself. You know what I mean? But we'll
Were you
see.
gonna go with the Griffin?
I'm thinking, ha! I got to ask you on a few things about that, Rob. I got to ask you about the
Yeah,
Griffin. We'll
he
get
Yeah.
into
knows
that a
all
little bit
about
later.
that.
Yeah, I got to ask him a few questions on that one.
Got the information you need about that.
We'll see. We're gonna hold that thought, and then we're gonna give a few more shout outs, and then we're going to proceed on. We have Michael in the house. What's up? We got Garrett always in here. Man, again, thank you everybody. Seth, what's happening? We got E-Ride Life, Adventures of Gold. What's happening? Oh my goodness, we got everybody just rolling in. Andy, again, thank you everybody for making these lives possible. We got Will Good Time in here. We're going to pick his brain tonight to see what Takes Some Tick. He puts out amazing content, and we're just going to keep on running in here. So, what do you where EUCs are right now? What where do you see it going within like the next 6 months to a year? Where would you like to see it go, and what do you think about the future of what we do?
Well, I think that the way it's currently going right now is the current trajectory that we've been seeing for the last couple of years, which is voltage wars. And these companies are playing the numbers game where you can go up and up and up. Okay, we're going to do 100 volts. How about 126? Nope, 134, 151, 168, and what we're about to see soon is 210 volt wheels.
Mhm.
And that's awesome. And I like that. but it does also make a lot of people think to themselves, oh, well, there's a 210 volt wheel out. My 134 volt wheel is no good now. It's outdated.
Right.
And
Yeah,
that's
which
and
is
it kind of
bogus.
sucks. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I mean it's just the way the marketing is going. And I think that having higher voltage wheels is awesome because as we're seeing with wheels like the ET Max and the GT Pro, GT Pro Plus, they're literally the fastest wheels on earth with ridiculous amounts of safety overhead. And EUC riders are getting faster, and the racing scene is getting more and more competitive. And I really like seeing that.
Nice.
Yeah,
Blitz should have
I
won
like
Wheel of
that.
the Year.
I
We're
like
gonna.
that scene, but at the same time, like you talk about that, right? And I see like the general public though that doesn't race. Like, do they really need to like 134 volt master, right? Which is my favorite. We're gonna talk about that for a second. The best bang for your buck, right? Like price wise, and average rider. I think that's all they really need. These 210 volt wheels. When I think about that, I'm like, okay, so if something goes funky on this, is this gonna kill a person? I mean, it sounds deadly. It sounds deadly to me. I mean, for the racing scene, awesome. If you can get it higher and higher and the guys can handle it. I mean, racing is all about putting your life on the line. That's what it really boils down to. But in the average scene, do you really need that?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You know, you're right that like that's not what most people would need, but it is really nice that we do have a few wheels out there, the Master included, that you will almost never truly outgrow. Where you get yourself a Falcon, and it's a great
Oh
wheel,
yeah,
it's a great beginner wheel, and
yeah,
even experts will buy a Falcon as a last mile wheel
Mhm.
to go around town, tool
yeah,
around,
yeah.
do whatever they need to.
Yeah.
But you're going to want potentially something that goes faster eventually. And so things like the Master, that's something that a beginner, if they have enough patience, can learn to ride. And then once they get good enough at it, they can go ridiculously fast on that. Same thing for the Lynx.
Mhm.
It's expensive, but if you have the money and the patience, you can get that as a first timer.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah, and
now
grow into
you
it.
see where I'm going?
Mm.
Exactly.
Mm. Wow.
And so there's some wheels out there like the Master Pro, for example. That's just not beginner friendly, but you're right. It's yeah, I see what you're getting at, and I completely agree with you.
It can hold
Oh,
its
there's a
own.
question.
Yeah.
Thanks for your
So
sum up of wheels earlier. What's your personal favorite and why? The
mm,
Sherman L is my personal favorite.
okay.
It's
That's a
oh,
great wheel.
has a special place in my heart.
Wow.
Yes, has a special place right there.
Yes,
Um,
it's a
yeah,
shadow
Good
to that.
stuff.
the Sherman L, the Lynx was my favorite, but and I still love it. It still has a special place in my heart. But I am at heart someone who likes to go fast on the roads, and going on trails is great and all, and that's what the Lynx would be better for. It really is better for it than that. But I found that it was collecting dust in right behind me was collecting dust. And so for that reason, I sold it to buy an XOA just for review purposes. And but the Sherman L, that's my favorite without a doubt.
That's the one right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have another one here. Is the Sherman L worth it? I guess you answered that. It's your favorite wheel. So
But I think the
It
Panther is going to
absolutely
have
is.
something to say to that. I think that's going to be the competition to the Panther. Roger in the house.
what's happening, Roger? We
But
got
because that I think
you
so.
want
Hey,
to
the
answer that,
Lynx,
Rob?
the the Lynx and the Sherman L, they have the same setup. It's just a bigger battery, right?
Pretty much, yeah. That's
Okay.
So that added
that's
weight
the
makes a
primary
better
difference.
stability, don't it?
Yeah, I found that the Sherman L has a little bit better stability than the Lynx, but it's just because it's heavier, really, and it may have something to do with the tire as well. My Lynx was a Shinko 244 tire, and my Sherman L has a the stock TNT street tire, which is just
I heard that. I
it's
heard great
an
things
amazing
about
tire.
those tires.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
really.
So we got Roger giving you a little shot, a little shout out there. What's happening,
I'll be
Roger?
honest, I'm not sure what he's talking about, but it's a joke that must be right over my head, I guess. I wasn't in China.
And
I wish I was though.
oh, dude, yeah, we
It
definitely
seemed like
had.
they had fun.
What did you think about that? What did you think about the whole just the whole event in general?
I think it was something that I sorely wish I could have gone to.
Yeah.
You know, I had family in town. Actually, they're still in town for Christmas,
Mhm.
and you know, in China, Christmas is hardly it's
Right.
hardly a holiday to them. I
Hmm.
don't. I think they do take the day off work, but it's nothing like it is in the USA.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I probably would have really pushed to go, but you know, I'm married with two kids and my parents coming into town. You can't skip out on that. You know
Right.
how that goes.
Family always comes first and
Yeah.
anything.
Heck
Yeah.
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 Hmm.
I mean, hats off to all the racers, you know, Aaron, Show, Zach, Roger. I mean, that whole thing, dude, was amazing. I wish I could have went over there to see that. And I think the great thing too, we had Aaron on the show, we had Zach on the show, and they said it. They were going out there to win it, you know. And we had
Yeah,
Aaron
they
won it
brought
on the
the gold.
circuit. Yeah, bought the gold, and then Zach did it on the dirt on the off road. Again, Brian had a great race. Show had an excellent race. Roger, it was just, dude, I was proud just watching that whole event go down. So when you guys watch us, hats off to all you guys. Proud of you guys.
Hell
And
yeah.
hopefully the next one that goes down, we can some way be part of that. But amazing,
You know,
amazing.
one thing that I think is worth asking, or sorry, not worth asking. One thing worth pointing out: they're all USA riders that
Oh,
that
Exactly.
yeah,
got the gold.
America.
yeah, dude. They went and cleaned house.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, yep. Tip of the hat. They went out there and
Yeah.
cleaned
And you know what
house.
was crazy? You know, when we interviewed, I think it was either Aaron or Zach, one of the two. I can't recall. They were a bit kind of like nervous about the riders out there being fast. And I was like, hey guys, like if you look at their speeds and the amount of feet they're traveling for their speed and the laps they're doing, you guys are about the same.
Yeah,
You guys might even be a little faster at that. And I compared the speeds to China and Spain and the US, and the US was kicking butt. So I already knew they were going to go kick butt. I'm proud of the Zach and Aaron, dude. They kicked some major butt out there. That's awesome. They brought it
yeah.
back. They brought the gold back, dude. That's
Dude,
cool.
they laid it down. Something too was impressive was when I was watching after Show had went down, and then when he was making his comeback, oh my goodness, dude! Like I was just like looking the whole time. I was like, holy cow, the ground that he was making up. Yeah, they was riding hard. They were
Yeah,
riding
they were.
hard. Yeah, very impressive. So
Well, didn't he drop like the pacer thing that he had on, and they made him go all the way to the back or something like that?
he was in the back. Yeah,
Yeah, that was bogus. I think that little pacer thing. They did you see they just taped it on these guys' legs, man? I'm
that's
like,
where was I wasn't sure
yeah,
where they
yeah,
placed
they
it.
taped it on their legs, and I'm like, they should have put some kind of
Did you put
clip,
it on a
something,
helmet?
man.
Could you put it on a helmet? It might have been better to put it on someone's
No, they
helmet.
were taping them on their legs, dude. And you know you move your legs like crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
probably not the best choice right there.
yeah, yeah, especially with all the movement going
It
on.
was a setup, man.
Z, what's happening, brother? Thank you for coming to the show, joining us. And what are your thoughts on the Blitz, Rob? Have you got a chance to ride the Blitz?
I have, and it's interesting because before getting the chance to ride it, I suspected that it would be not very torquey because of having a C32 motor. And, I think I was wrong about that. Be the first to admit. But at the same time, wheel of the year, the Blitz has been exclusively marketed by Begode as a race wheel,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. Just race, race, race. That's all they want for marketing purposes on it. But the Blitz is actually pretty diverse. It's able to do trails and it's able to do jumping, but the sales that it's seen, worldwide are generally on the lower side. And I think
Mm.
it's because Begode has been pushing it exclusively as a race wheel and not trying to market it to the general public a as a diverse wheel that can
For
do it
sure.
all, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say you have more recreational riders than, you know,
Then
pro
racing.
and racers. Yeah. And that's something that the manufacturers have to understand. Everyone's not looking to go 60 plus miles an hour, So
They
but that's
should.
a good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean the Lynx is just I think was the wheel of the year because not only does everybody seem to want the Lynx, if as long as they can afford the very high price tag of a Lynx,
Mm-hmm.
it's able to do pretty much everything that the Blitz is able to. They're very similar, except that the Lynx it's more efficient in terms of range by a landslide
Yeah.
compared to a lot of the other brands out there. I don't know how Kim does it, but it's just ridiculous range that they're able to eke out of their wheels, and it's able to do trails with those pretty high pedals and ridiculously torquey. Everyone seems to love it. Lynx wheel of the year.
And you know what's good too?
Oh wait, E-Ride Life. On the record, I don't want a Lynx. Well, you should because it's amazing.
We've had we had Roger, we've had Austin on air and make this point where a lot of times, you look at the voltage numbers and what it boils down to is the firmware. And I think a lot of
Hmm.
people are so quick to say, oh, the voltage is high. I'm like, how's it programmed? Are they going to are they going to unleash all that power and all that torque? What's the
Mhm.
secret sauce going into the wheel? And I think a lot of times that flies underneath the radar. It's how that wheel is set up. It's how the firmware is made. And, we have to, I think riders have to understand that,
Yeah.
Z has a question here. He
Lynx.
says, or Stevie says, the Lynx came out in 2023. How is it even contender in the category? So he's asking you that.
Well, that's because the Lynx was announced in around October of 2023, give or take. But the first shipments were at the very, very end of 2023 and barely got into people's hands before the year even ended. So the entire year, people were flocking to get the Lynx, and you know you can't really say that Lynx is wheel of the year if five people have it, in the
I see
very
what you're
first
saying.
shipment.
I hear you.
Yeah.
We got Mr. Willie Brady in the house. What's happening, brother? He's out there laying it down too, man. We got all the people coming back from the trip.
Hey Rob, now the links, right? The price on the links. If you're spending that kind of money, wouldn't it just be better just to get the Sherman L, dude? Just spend that little bit more.
It depends on what kind of rider you are. For me, the
Can the
Lynx
L do
is able
everything?
to do the Lynx, or sorry, this the L, yes, it can do everything. It can't do everything as well as the Lynx, and the L can't do everything. The Lynx can't do everything as well as the L, and the L can't do everything as well as the Lynx because of the weight difference. The Sherman L is not quite as good on the trails. It's capable. It's very good at the trails, but it's not as good as Lynx just because of the weight of it. The Lynx is just simply more nimble. But for the price difference, I would go with the Sherman L personally. But that's just my own opinion.
Yeah. That's a good wheel.
Now, if there's something to sort of shift gears a little bit, wheels are getting faster. People are, getting a little more daring as we see. What do you think about regulation? Um, One of my biggest pet peeves with regulation, I'm talking PEVs in general, whether it's e-skate, bikes, you have a lot of people making laws that know absolutely nothing about the tech. You know, they just see, oh, this thing can go this fast. We got to take and restrict, you know, put restrictions on it. Know nothing about the batteries, how it works. What are your thoughts on that? Because I think right now, if it if the regulation get into the wrong hands, they can put a damper on a lot of people's fun. You know what I mean? So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. To boil it down, the too long didn't read version is I'm happy with EUCs being in the legal gray zone. Uh, because as you said, there's going to be people that are going to try to push regulation that know absolutely nothing about it. And EUCs are getting safer when it comes to the different safety features and the redundancies in certain safety features like hall sensor stuff. And I believe that I would be perfectly okay with registering my EUC and being required to insure it for liability. And if that was possible, then I would. But I also know that there's a reality behind that whole thing that if we do that, there's also going to be limits on speed capabilities and all of these things that's going to de facto ban EUCs from the streets, which is my personal favorite thing is riding at the same speed of cars, if not a little faster. And I just don't want EUCs to be an only off-road legal type of
Right,
thing.
right. I would like to see, and I've been trying to just find ways to try to make this happen. Is if we get riders that can actually get in and help out with regulation, on laws and things like that, that have a big impact on the community, because I think eventually some of us are going to have to step in because I just, all right, for example, right? If you look at e-bikes, they want to say that a 750-watt motor in the United States, basically the maximum motor, overseas is 250-watt motor, and I'm like, 250 watt is a kid's toy. Yeah, it's honest.
Yep.
That's what you can't even get up a hill. And the thing with performance, right? Let's just say you have a 750-watt motor, and it says, what is it? Class 3 is 28 miles an hour, and to be legal, quote unquote, is what, 20 miles an hour. Okay, let's say it goes 28 miles an hour. That's on flat ground. You get on a hill, you're looking at maybe 15 miles an hour going up the hill. You know what I
If
mean?
that.
Yeah, it's so on a full battery. So it's like they highlight things that's going to benefit them, but they sweep all the other stuff underneath the rug that's not going to benefit. I'm talking about as far as like regulation and laws and things. And I'm like, you got to look at everything. You got to look at everything. And I just don't think we're getting a fair shot as far as PEV riders when it comes to certain things. You got to look at the whole picture and not just cherry pick certain things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roger's saying Pevra for the win. I've heard of Pevra. I believe that is an organization that pushes for the acceptance from a legal standpoint of EUCs and other PEVs in general. So that's pretty fantastic. I could be completely wrong. It could be something completely different, but it's my understanding that is what
Mm-hmm.
Pevra pushes for, and it's a noble cause.
Nice, nice.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, let me. I'm getting lost. If you guys see any questions, you can pop these things up here because I am.
Have you ridden a Panther yet?
Yeah.
I was hoping that we could talk about that.
Yes, I'm gonna pop
Oh
that
man,
question up right here. Hold on 1 second, guys. We can get that up here. I am having trouble. It's like some questions do not want to highlight. Here we go, right here.
there it is.
This is Aaron.
I
Yes.
have not tried the Panther yet,
Mm.
but I will. I'm going to do sketchy things to get my hands on a Panther.
Things you can't speak
Yes.
of.
Oh man, am I gonna sell my body on the street, sell drugs, sell my children, whatever.
Do what you
That's
got to
what
do, huh?
kidneys, extra kidneys are for. Yeah. Um, I think that the Panther is going to be without a doubt, the biggest competition for the Sherman L this year.
Okay.
The
All right.
last year, the only EUC that was a long range wheel that was exciting to the general public was the Sherman L. And it's my favorite wheel. It's an amazing wheel. But now we have the Panther, which is a massive upgrade over the Master Pro with all of the quality of life features like a smart BMS, waterproofing, and lower pedals than the Master Pro. So it's presumably really stable. I'm sure that the comments section could say that it's absurdly stable. I haven't really paid much attention. I've just been salivating over it without really thinking. I haven't been watching other people's opinions about it.
Yeah,
Look at
that's the
that
one.
comment section. Everyone says it's amazing.
That's what, 4,400 watt hours?
That's a lot of battery, dude.
That's a lot.
That's like a
Yeah.
that's like a charter bus.
That's at least over 100 for sure. 120,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah. Z is saying X-Way is dead on arrival, made obsolete by the Blitz Pro announcement before a single customer owned. Yeah.
I don't know about that. I think
Well,
the 168 volt X-Way's got its own little niche. I don't know about 134 volt, but I know the 168 volt. I think that's the one. Is that the one you got, Rob?
Yeah, I got a 168 one, and it's coming. It should be here in about a week and a half, give or take.
okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, super excited about that. But honestly, I look at the Blitz Pro and I see so many similarities to the X-Way and the ET Max, and it's just that's just what Begode does. They release 1,000 wheels a year,
They step on their own
and I
toes.
feel, yeah, exactly. I think that the
Yeah.
Blitz Pro it looks cool, and it is definitely going to steal some sales from the X-Way. So they're competing against themselves, really. I think that the Blitz Pro makes the ET Max DOA, not the
Wow.
X-Way.
Wow.
You heard of
That's
the
Personal
Scorpion yet, Rob?
What's that?
Have you heard of the new Scorpion?
Tell
The
me more.
Scorpion? No, I'm just fucking around, but it
I'm
just
about to
feels
say,
like
Oh,
dude,
I could
I
say
wouldn't be
whatever I want and it'll come true.
dude,
That's
it's
how it
coming
is.
out next week now. You heard it here first.
I thought I was about to get the inside scoop on
What?
something here.
Yeah, man. Just think
That
of
is
it, it'll come
hilarious.
true.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Yeah, they're
They'll
killing
run out of
themselves
names
with all the
eventually. They'll
wheels,
call it
man.
that.
They're killing their
Yeah,
sales. That's what they're doing.
yeah.
And
What's
Roger's
Roger saying?
he's saying the Panther's good, pretty damn good, and the X-Way is
Sweet.
great. Blitz Pro is great.
Sweet.
Oh,
When
he's
did
asking
Yoro
why
make it
didn't
to
you make
China?
it? Yeah, I think we
So
answered that already.
hey Roger, what's better, the Sherman L or the Panther? I know he's written both.
Oh yeah. Can we invite him on?
I don't know. Does he want to come on?
Let's see if he can ride it. God help me make it. He'll put it down in the comments. We can send
He
him
said
send him
pretty
a link.
damn good, huh?
Well, you answered why you didn't go to China already. You said due to the Christmas and the holiday, you had family over.
We got the fam.
Yeah.
Hold on one
All
second.
they did
Bones.
was make it in like March.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Would
yeah.
have totally gone.
We got fresh bones
Fresh bones.
here. What's happening? And we gave a shout out to Aaron a few times. He's up in here. Make sure we got everybody. And I am falling behind on.
Yeah, I hit Aaron and Zach. I think they're next week too.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, we definitely have to get them back on, man. Proud of those guys, man.
Yeah, those
Seriously.
guys kick butt.
Okay, since we're on the topic of wheels, Rob, and had asked you this earlier, what are your thoughts on the Griffin? And do you think the Griffin is going to surprise riders that actually get this wheel? Because I watched your video on it and I was like, okay, I'm picking up what you're laying down. So what are your thoughts on the Griffin?
I think the Griffin's a good wheel. I did not like it at first. I didn't like it at first because I had some issues out of the box with it, with the suspension. But again, it was a pre-production wheel, and so for that reason, I have to give it a little bit of leeway. I can't say this thing sucks. And I thought about, I was very tempted because I was irritated about this wheel, to make a video with detailing all of my problems with it, and it would have inevitably gotten a lot of negative attention and probably killed the sales for the wheel. And I find that a little bit ungentlemanly, even though I really wanted to do it. But we got the wheel fixed, and once it got fixed, it was a really really good ride. I mean, I
Nice.
am a little disappointed that they switched to an air suspension. Because air suspension is a little bit more high maintenance compared to like the coil and oil shock
Mhm.
type, but
Right.
it's actually super plush. But it's interesting because Sean in New York, who he had a pretty negative opinion overall
Yeah.
about the uh, about the Griffin, and I was a bit surprised about that. I wonder if he didn't have enough time with it or something, but
Mhm.
it I have the had the 4,000 watt version of the Griffin, and it was extremely capable. Uh, the torque on it is surprising. It's better than the Sherman L. It's better than the Lynx off
Wow.
the line,
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
and the safety headroom on it was surprisingly good.
Mm.
The range wasn't great,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. You're gonna rip
the
through
power
that.
on it
You're
was
gonna rip through
crazy.
it. Yeah, you're gonna rip through that battery. And I was watching where I start questioning the performance in a good way was when Joyride Jay was riding it. He went out, I guess he went out to Alien Rides and he was testing the wheel. And he just kept saying how fast it was, how torquey it was, and plush ride. And then I was like, I would like to see some other riders actually get on this wheel and push it. Uh, I'm I'm leaning toward that for myself. Well, we'll see. We will
Yeah.
see. Oh yeah, 100%, Seth. Like off-road race had winners from Canada and the Czech Republic, but US swept the on-road. Yeah, I watched the Yeah, I recognize the Canadian rider. I think he took second. But yeah, dude, it was just overall an excellent competition overall, man. I keep saying it. Like I said, I was watching and stuff. And a big shout out to Two Sales One Pack with Albert and them.
Hubbard.
Yeah, that was awesome how they took and they live streamed everything.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so big shout out to Two Sales One Pack for that.
Absolutely.
Ricardo was talking about the Begode event was epic. I think the TEF one was an event of the year though. Begode's off-road event was pretty epic also. North America cleared up. Yeah, they clean house.
That was cool. They gave them all wheels too, didn't they?
Oh, that was freaking awesome.
Yeah, helmets
They
and
gave
wheels.
him
I
the
was like,
wheels?
that's pretty. They gave them wheels, all of them, all three of.
Oh, the
All three.
winners. Okay.
Yeah, the 1, 2nd, and 3rd, all the way to 3rd place. They even got a wheel.
Gotcha. That's pretty awesome.
They gave them a helmet,
What
and
were
then
the
their helmets were like, what were the LS2? I don't know what the heck they gave 'em, but they were the color of like bronze, silver, and gold. It was pretty cool.
Oh, so we have a person commenting on show starting place. He said, "Hi, since they show didn't start in the back, they used an average times of the first." He started pretty far back though. He wasn't up in the front. I mean, if you guys can recall the race, he started pretty far back though. He definitely wasn't up in the front.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I could be
Who
wrong.
got
Unless I'm getting the
I was
race
gonna
mixed
say.
up.
Yeah. Okay.
I know.
I don't know.
when he
Either
did
way,
go
it was
down-
impressive.
Yeah, what he did was impressive. I know when he did go down, he had to pass up a lot of riders to get back into second place. So that was very impressive. There you go. Z's funny.
It's in the single digits. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you guys are the best.
750-ish.
All right. Let's see if we can get down here. Hold on a second. We got Seth saying on the record he don't want a Lynx. Okay, here we go.
I want to know off the record.
All right. So Michael Maverick saying in China, Aaron won on the ET Max. What model took second and third? What was second and third? I can't.
I don't know. If you're not first, you're last. I don't know.
Right. I can't remember what everybody was riding.
That's crazy because like Aaron's not your average rider, right? And like usually it's these skinny guys that weigh like less than 150. Aaron's over 200.
Over 200 pounds.
On a big wheel, and he took first place. Like that's pretty awesome.
He had that thing dialed in. He was moving, man. Jeez Louise.
I guess that would be an argument against weight classes in EUC racing. I think
exactly.
What do you guys think about that?
I like it.
Man, it's.
I mean, being the big guy, yeah.
If you take and you look at any other sport, weight definitely plays a big part. That goes from auto racing to horse racing, football. You know, that's a tough one for EUCs. That's tough. Because I used to think that a lighter rider would have more of an advantage. You know, if you're on the same wheel, maybe in a straight line, but I guess depending on what type of shape you're in, the course you're riding, if it's not all straightaways, you know, you got a lot of twisties and everything. So it might level things out. But I don't know.
Well, I see there's an advantage to both. You know, a skinny guy's got more maneuverability, boom, boom, boom. But then the heavier rider's got that. He's giving it the beans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess it's the difference between Baby Mario and Bowser if you're playing Mario Kart.
Right.
One's going to be a lot heavier. But, you know, I've always thought myself that having a weight divisions would be a really good way to divide things up. Primarily because Maribel and, you know, in San Francisco, great rider, great racer, really lightweight, and has a history of cleaning house. And I think I've heard some people say it's like, well, that's not fair. I got 80 pounds on her, you know.
Right.
But then again, Aaron wins the China race, and he's, you know, 200 plus pounds. So maybe that's an argument against.
Yeah.
I think there should be like a watt classification. You know, like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, whatever they get up to, but there should be some kind of something like that. I think that should be into play, you know?
I agree. We need to have an in-motion E20 race.
Yeah, dude, everybody.
Right? I think
that ABS
too.
And make sure you wear your best clothing and your favorite backpack.
It would open up racing more. I think if you had 100-watt weight races, even 84-volt, you know what I mean? You would have more people be willing to maybe jump into it. I know me, that's the last thing I want to do, because I mean, I don't want to dump a $4,000 wheel down on the ground and then have to pay $2,500 to get everything replaced on it, you know. So that's my thing.
I'm 100% with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a fan of the Master. You can get one for probably like you could probably get one for under 2,000 for sure.
Oh,
But
you
I
can
know
definitely get down to that now.
I know they're cheap. You know, you bap it and screw it up, get some parts, get another one. I can get two
Yes,
masters for the price of a Lynx.
that is true, but the Master is now discontinued. Like
Yeah,
they're not making any more.
I wonder why,
So
man. I'm telling you. I told Sensei
because
that I
design
think they
wheels.
did it because there's so many wheels that are the same, like the Blitz, the X-Way, and the Master. They were all 134 bolt, all of those. You know, so they had to get rid of some of them.
Mm.
Well, in the 134 volt class, the Blitz definitely wins
Wins hands
hands
down.
down.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Z's questioning the firmware problems on the Lynx. What's your thoughts on that, Rob?
I haven't personally had firmware issues, other than the one major issue that I think that every fast rider complains about, but doesn't get heard by Leaper Kim, and that is PWM safety margin reporting to apps. It doesn't report correctly at all. And so you have to depend on the wheel beeps at 50 plus miles an hour.
Oh
And
man,
Wow.
yeah, like
that's
it
scary,
doesn't
dude.
start screaming in my ears. Yeah, I want it to start screaming at my ears when I'm within a certain safety margin percentage, but it just doesn't happen. So once I start going fast, I tell my cardo to stop blasting the music, and just so I can hear the beats if I start hitting them. I don't want to accidentally be just jiving to my music, going obnoxiously fast, and then find myself on the ground because EUC World doesn't know, it doesn't get the stuff reported correctly. Same for Darkness Bot.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Brady, Willie Brady saying he would take an X-Way over in Lynx.
I'm curious why.
I would love just to ride those things.
Yeah, I wonder why. You know, I wouldn't.
Seth says the Lynx has a drunk gyro still. I don't know when you last experienced that, but there has been an update for the Lynx and the Sherman L, which does fix a pedal dipping issue on turns that I think might be what he's referring to, maybe. Because the in-air pedal behavior, I believe, was also fixed as well in a previous update.
Gotcha.
Could be wrong about that, what he's saying, but I don't know.
And here is the answer to one of the questions talking about what CDs, what EUCs took the place in the wheel. Aaron was on the ET Max show, was second on the X-Way, and Brian was on a Blitz Pro. So nice.
It's interesting the show was on the X-Way instead of the Blitz Pro. Not to say anything bad about the X-Way in any way. In fact, that says amazing things about the X-Way, considering it won second place in a global race on asphalt, and it's being marketed as a trail wheel.
Right? I was thinking that too. When I was watching, like, what? Yeah, that's something else. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So again, Blitz Pro and the X-Way, they're so similar.
Look at that. Z says, "Hey man, laugh. He's just giving you a hard time. Blitz owner here."
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, let's see what we got.
It has 6 million. That's true.
You were thinking about the Blitz, weren't you, Sensei?
Yeah, I like the Blitz actually. Ronan did the New York Blitz demo, and I really like that wheel.
What you didn't like about it, though? What you said you didn't like about it? Was it the little handle on the front?
It was the screen for me. it just seemed like it would got in the way of what like my even though my legs are long, it's just that to me,
We know
again, that's
this.
nitpicky. Yeah, it's just the screen is just in a pretty bad position, man. I don't know what they were thinking. I know I might get some flack for that, but I think they
Well,
could have.
that's
No,
wasn't
you're right.
that why Roger and them were taking it off and carrying it on their wrist on the race?
Yeah, he had the what was that? Oh my goodness. Space Ghost. How Space Ghost have the wristbands. That's how Roger had
Yeah,
it on his wrist, man.
yeah.
Nice. Oh, you got a shout out here. I think Will Good Time has stepped it up tremendously in 2024. I've been watching his reviews and taking his. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
You do, man. You put out amazing content, man.
Yeah, he does.
Thank you.
Amazing content.
You're far too kind.
And that's something too I want to say to anyone that makes content. You never know who's watching your videos, man. You never know who you're inspiring to whatever get into riding or making videos. So hats off to you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, they have pedal assist, but I mean, let's just be honest. I don't think anyone's really buying an e-bike for pedal assist. I'm just come on. Yeah, I'm just being honest. I think if you're gonna have an e-bike, that thing should be able to make it up the hill, especially if you're on a full charge. Especially if you have a full charge on the battery. There's no reason why any e-bike should be struggling getting up a hill. I don't know. That's
Pedals on an e-bike are for decoration. That's all it is. It's for legal purposes.
that's it, dude. That's it. And I on it. Yeah, dude. I'm just gonna have to do a live just on that and just get some people in here and we just got to go ham on that whole topic because yeah, we can be on that thing all night long. But I agree with you on that one, dude. So some stuff is like Christmas decorations on it. The Panther.
Everybody's
Yeah.
about the Panther, man.
Love to talk about the Panther all night long. I haven't gotten to try one
Yeah,
yet,
that's
but
the thing.
you
Too
know,
many people haven't tried it yet.
But you said you're going to try to get one soon, right? Or something to try?
yeah. Yeah, so as I said earlier, my Lynx was collecting dust with all of the road riding that I was doing on my Sherman L. So I thought to myself, I think it's time to sell this thing while it still has some value, and I'm going to get an X-Way for review. So I funded my X-Way purchase with the Lynx money. And honestly, because I prefer riding on the street in general, I'm probably going to sell my X-Way as well shortly after
Wow.
making some video content with it, and at least partially funding a Panther, because that
Gotcha.
wheel is the one wheel that has in the last 6 months or so that I've been truly salivating over. Just
Yeah.
there's so much good about it.
Wow.
In theory, not that I've gotten to touch one yet.
Wow. Indiana EUC, what's up, man? Yeah, that I mean the wheel's getting great reviews. It does.
Yeah, I seen Marty on it.
And Master Pro version 3 and 4 is still relevant. I mean, I'm looking at wheels, man. You can have fun on just about any wheel. I guess.
Yeah, you could. You can get a V11 and have fun.
Yeah. I still think the Master Pro 3 and 4 is still good wheels.
Yeah.
It depends what you want to do with it, like Rob's saying, you know?
Yeah.
Honestly, it depends on what we mean by relevant too. Because I mean, just because it's not a popular wheel doesn't mean it's not good.
Exactly.
But like the Master Pro V3, no one's buying it anymore. People don't seem to care about it. No one really seemed to care that much about the V3 Plus, the 168 volt version, because there's wheels out there that have more safety features now. But the Master Pro is a cool, awesome wheel, and if you buy a 168 volt one, then power to you. You're gonna have a load of fun on it, and it's gonna likely serve you very well for years.
Yeah.
if you can find the parts for it.
Right. Yeah, that's another thing. Senior, remember what's happening. He's saying the Panther doesn't feel as heavy as the other wheels its size. Okay. And do you know anyone know the weight? Bones is asking the weight of the Panther.
It's like 110, isn't it?
The initial weight that I saw was like 114 and a half.
Okay.
And then Roger corrected me with the video from, I think it was HKEMD or someone in China. They weighted it at like 114, but then officially it was like 116 or so.
116.
Oh, it's heavier.
That's still heavy though.
Yeah.
But I mean, look
But
what
it's
you're
like
getting.
15 pounds lighter. It's like 15 pounds lighter than the Master Pro V3. So
Yeah,
I see that as a big win.
it's
So
gonna have good sales for sure. It's gonna have good sales for sure.
Yeah. It's going to be
So Senior
stealing a lot of
Moment's
sales
saying,
from the Panther or the L, I mean.
He's talking about the X-Way. Oh, he might sell the Blitz Pro. Is that okay? All right.
May sell the Blitz Pro. Wow.
They say the future is coming.
I wonder if InMotion's gonna do anything.
They're laying. I think they're just laying back a little bit. They got some. They definitely have to have something coming on the way.
They have a full lineup refresh coming. I pushed them for details about it. And I think there's only one InMotion rep for the entire USA.
Oh.
And he was not giving me a whole lot of details. He just said, when I asked him about the V18 or V12S, I don't know if that's the same wheel or not, but he just said 2025 when I asked him about that and the P6, just 2025. So here we are.
that was it.
Well, I mean, the F20. I mean, look at the F22. It's still not really even out. What about that thing?
It's been out for like they mass produced it like a month or two ago.
Yeah, it's out. It's just I don't think anyone's riding it. You see,
is that what it is?
Yeah,
oh,
I don't
dude,
know what's
that
going
sucks.
on, man.
Well, Roger said he tested for him. Give Roger one. He'll do a good review for you.
Oh yeah,
Roger says he knows more than me about new wheels. Roger, you have always known more than me about new wheels. You just don't know it.
I would love to make it to China next year. Yeah, they get all the wheels out there in Cali, man. The ET Max is too top heavy on fast, tight turns.
I truly wonder if they let some certain VIPs, you know, the Martys and the Rogers of the world, into the secret lair, the R&D lair, where they show them all the super secret wheels that nobody gets to see.
I think they did.
Make them sign a non-disclosure agreement. I bet they did.
Well, I mean, look at that Blitz Pro. Look at that Blitz Pro. No, I didn't know about it, but the racers knew about it.
They knew about it ahead of time?
Yeah.
Oh, those dirty dogs.
Dirty dogs. Oh, yes. We'll give a big shout out to Vlad from Canada. He did the off-road. I think he came in second. Again, the racers, all the racers that placed, phenomenal. And I keep giving my hats off. Phenomenal. I was impressed, man. Had a big cheesy grin watching it the whole time.
Yeah, Zach Attack did it. He did it, man.
I'm so jealous. Roger was in R&D in more than one factory. Oh.
I'm trying to get down. Sorry, guys. I'm falling behind a little bit. Answer this one. No, Begode gave the wheels. You just chose the wheel you wanted, and it was there for you.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's what Zach said, right?
Mm-hmm. Blitz Pro, I think, took second and third. We're just going to skip down through some comments here, guys, so we can Then we'll get back on track here. Okay, Blitz
And
hybrid.
so hey Rob, so Leaperkim has no app for its wheels.
They do. It's a Leaperkim app. I don't know if there's one for iPhones, but for Android there is one. It's all right, but it doesn't give you like PWM beeps or anything like that the way EUC World does.
Really?
Yeah,
That sucks.
That's a good
indeed.
question right there, Ruben. Weight versus. Oh wait. Okay, we answered that one. I thought I saw something about. Hold on a second. Okay, I think I misread the question. Yeah, we went over that one already. Weight and volt classes, voltage classes. Yeah, I think that would definitely be great. I think we answered that too. I think it would bring more people in to racing. It's just like race car drivers. Everyone doesn't start off as an F1 or NASCAR. You start off in kart racing or dirt track. You know, you gotta get your sea legs first. I thought I saw another. I thought someone said age classes up here. I thought I saw that, but I might
But
have
it also
misread.
depends the people, Sensei, because you know what? I got this one buddy, man. His name's Tommy Fight, right? And he's like a dirt bike guy, freestyle BMX. I try to teach him with a V8F, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the kid learned like literally like in 5 minutes he was riding, dude. And he's like,
Some
"What's
people
this
have
thing?
it.
What's this thing? This is slow, dude. I want to ride faster." So I had to keep giving him a faster wheel, faster wheel. Now he rides hard, dude. But there's just some people, but it's not just they're not very common. I do agree they do need to start from the bottom and work themselves up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Roger saying open class, no discussion, no men, no women, just race. Then we can do other races. I think as it grows, as more people get into it, you'll be able to start splitting things up. And
I have no idea about anything with the Blitz Pro having beeping issues or firmware issues,
yeah,
but I
I don't
can
know.
say that Begode wheels do tend to have a lot of firmware issues when they're first released. So, I mean, like any wheel does,
Yeah.
really.
Oh,
It
here it
is
is
what it
right
is. They
here.
fix things fast.
What do you think about age classes? You guys, Rob or
Personally, I
I
guess
don't think
for little kids, it would be appropriate.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know about little
We just
kids
don't have enough
racing, but
racers.
Yeah, there's just not enough
yeah,
right
there's
now.
not.
There's, I
You
think
got
once you
some
get
big 17, 16-year-olds, dude. You got some big ones, dude. You know,
what do you
them kids, they're eating at McDonald's, got all the hormones in it, you know. All my kids are like twice my size, dude. Like, I look like a shrimp next to my kids. So, yeah, you know, the
well
big
this I
kids,
mean
the big kids.
mm-hmm. Well, this, I mean, it's a good point. I mean, if you look at what Senior Moment's saying here, you know, we need an age class before weight class. I mean, he's racing people. Think about it. You know, third of his age, not complaining. I understand what you're saying, man. I do. I get it. Again,
Yeah.
as the
We're just
sport
gonna.
grows, I think we can definitely break it down into that.
Yeah.
Oh, see, and Roger's saying the same thing in a couple of years, agreeing with Senior Moment. Yeah, I think within a few years it'll happen. We just have to gut it out.
They have senior races.
Yeah, I'll be up there soon.
Yeah, yeah. We get a
I think
discount on
the
the
average
entry.
age is like, yeah,
It's up there. I mean, age is pretty high for riding EUCs.
Well, I mean, Marty's up
because
there,
of the
right? Isn't
cost.
Marty like in his 60s? Marty's like 62, isn't he?
Yeah,
I think so, something along that line.
yeah.
Yeah, and he's riding. I've seen some of his last videos. He's riding at least 30 plus, 35, 40. You know, I mean, just think of 62-year-old on one wheel doing over 40, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I hope
doing its
I can
thing.
do it still at that age.
As long as we survive that long.
I know, right? We'll be okay.
Yeah.
Feast Bike Racing, what's happening, man? Thanks for joining us. Oh, Mario's nasty. Yeah, I wish Mario could have made it. I wish he could have went to China, man. That's one thing. I think we said that when he was on the last year. I wish he could have made it. Hopefully, if they do it again next year, he's able to go. Talented rider. It's just the talent pool, man, is crazy over here, man. Nuts, dude.
The West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mario's a frighteningly fast rider.
On both, on an EUC and an E-skate.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a question for you, Rob. You've ridden a lot of wheels. You've been in the game for a bit. If a manufacturer called you up and said, hey, we want to make a wheel under your specs, under your guidance, what would be all the trimmings, watt-hour battery, voltage, weight, what it's made out of? Let us know, man.
Oh man, I wish I'd known that question before we were doing this, so then I could spend a full day crafting my dream wheels. I would say, honestly, a different battery type other than lithium ion, it has to happen soon. Something that will be not just safer, in terms of, lithium ion batteries or bombs, but if we can find something that has just as good energy density that can charge fairly quickly as well, and preferably even be lighter weight so we can get some absurd range out of these wheels, everybody's winning. But I don't think that's going to be happening in the next few years or so. But as we were saying earlier with Leaperchem not accurately reporting PWM percentages, that is a critical thing. That if I had a manufacturer say, hey, we're going to do whatever you say, I would say make sure that even with field weakening on, crank to the max, it has to be able to report all of this, the PWM beeps to third-party apps. But something that I love about Leaperchem wheels that I don't see in other wheels, I've asked Begode to do this, but I haven't pushed them hard about it, is the pedal behavior.
Okay.
And I like mushy pedals. I generally ride, like with my Lynx, my pedals are about like 20-ish% hardness. Pretty soft.
Okay.
But when you accelerate hard and then you stop accelerating, it just goes right back. And it's super responsive. That's something that I'd never really experienced before with any other brands. I was with the Master Pro and every other Begode EUC, not to say that Begode's bad, but you don't experience that. It's a lot slower to recover. If you just stomp on it, I mean, I think you guys can attest to that. That when you stomp on the acceleration and then you want to slow down, it takes a little bit more effort because it wants to go slowly.
Yeah, you got to get used to that feeling
on other wheels. Yeah, I don't want to get used to it. I want them to make it my way.
No, I know. I'm just saying, dude. That's
Like
part of the go.
Have it your way, right? Yeah, I get it.
How about being able to hear the beeps? Yes, I agree. I completely agree. If they had a beeper that just was obnoxiously loud, something
they should make it louder.
You know what I said? Yeah. They should have some kind of vibration on your legs. So instead of a beep, I mean, like a vibrator. Remember, like your pagers, like your beeper, kind of like a vibrating on your legs. Zzz, zzz. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
The don't quote me on this. I think the Griffin has it to where those purple lights. I think once you start getting up to the let's like use Carling or toward the red line aspect of it, it starts to strobe. It starts to flash. So I think that's
but when are you going to actually see that?
Yeah. Well,
It's gonna
Depends on how
flash because
bright. It
you're
depends on how
about to
bright it is.
crash.
If it was an actual strobe light, you would definitely see that even during the day off the inside of your leg. I don't know how bright the lights are on the Griffin though, those purple lights. So, but
In broad daylight, they're rather dim, or they're
okay,
hard to see.
so you're not going to see that then. Okay.
Yeah.
What about these Pete's? The Pete Zoom? What is it? Pete Zoom? Is that the brand that they got the little horn? Can you hook up the horn to your beeps?
That would be cool. That would be cool, actually.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah, probably you could, in theory. I think that Bob has a new project for him. We should push him for that.
That would be a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's dude. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I didn't even think about that. It's a good call. These by talking about voltage, age. By the way, yeah. See, these guys are the best, man. I mean, I guess the EEC community is freaking awesome, man. So we're gonna leap here. We kind of touched on this a little bit, but I definitely want to get your thoughts on this again, Rob. Where we are now, what would you like to see manufacturers step up in the coming months, next 6 months to a year? All of them, Emotion, Begode, Kingsong. What would you like to see them implement more? Some things they're doing well, some things they're not. What would you like to see?
That is a very dangerous question for me to answer. And I will try to be as political as I can, but also be as honest as I can.
Mm-hmm.
But be
Yeah, that's
completely
fair.
honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
Quality control is the current biggest problem it's across the board, really.
All of them.
Specifically when it comes to like just loose motor bolts or just random things. Currently, the biggest problem that Extreme Bowl is facing is having proper quality control.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to get an Extreme Bowl wheel, then you will need to QC it, yourself. And as far as Begode is concerned, they fixed that for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But their biggest problem right now is competing with themselves. They release so many wheels
Yeah.
so fast that they are making their own products obsolete.
Yeah.
Case in point with the Blitz Pro, that wheel is not going to be mass produced until about March or April, most likely. And they're probably hurting their own sales of the X-Way and the ET Max because of the soft announcement of that. And we have another 210 volt, 1800 watt hour race wheel that Begode is going to be releasing at some point very soon.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're competing against themselves again. InMotion is doing a lot of things right in terms of being like a westernized company where when they announce a new wheel, they have very beautiful, flashy ads for it. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a little misleading, but still really amazing. And they send out units to vendors and influencers, and honestly, people that run YouTube channels that do not even ride EUCs, and they get a lot of attention for it, and they do it right in that way. They're fantastic with their marketing,
Mm-hmm.
but then it takes them forever to actually release a new wheel. So Begode is releasing 10 new wheels a year, and
Yeah.
they're making the InMotion wheels obsolete because InMotion can't just release one wheel fast enough.
Right.
Well,
I
that's
think
what kind of screwed up
Griffin
the
has
F-22.
Yeah.
You know?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same exact thing for Kingsong. They're the exact same way, except that Kingsong doesn't do nearly as much marketing as InMotion does, and so like with the F-22, they're just like, all right, here's your wheel finally. What,
Right.
3 years later after the S-22 was released.
And the thing about the F-22, again, I was rooting for Kingston with that wheel, but it was like nothing was solid. What's the voltage? Up and down like a roller coaster. You know what I mean? What's the weight? I don't know. There was no solid like marketing information. Everything was just left up to speculation. And then the price. I think the price was up there. So you had the price set really high, and then you're not giving anybody any solid information on the wheel. It's just like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? So man. Good points though. Good
And
points.
it's a heavy wheel too, isn't it?
It's not
Very.
light.
Yeah, I don't recall what the exact weight is, but the original F-22 was the same weight as the ET Max, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Oh
then
wow.
all the vendors and everyone said the weight is too high. This is ridiculous. You should add more batteries and lower the weight. And they said, okay, we'll add more batteries, and didn't lower the weight. They added a few pounds to it, but it's like a
Oh, wow.
5,500 watt motor. I've never seen it in person. I've hardly seen it even on video, but in theory, it's the fastest thing on earth.
Yeah. And
Submit.
well, again, I wonder how they have that thing programmed. They got that. It's probably limited like crazy, especially with that big motor. I think it clocks the numbers if they unleash that daggone thing. And they're saying right here, Roger says show can hit 60 GPS on an X-Way. That's, geez Louise, that's
Dude,
freaking
that's
low.
what you were talking about, Rob. They
Yeah.
they put that thing out as an off-road wheel, and he's over here 60 miles per hour on it,
60
dude.
miles an hour on that freaking thing.
Crazy.
And yet EDC's asking, what do you guys think about Leaper Gamma? They're going to come out with a new wheel.
Jason at eWheels was hinting about 3 to 6 months ago, give or take, that Librachem would be releasing, or that there would be a wheel that is similar to the IPS i5 or the Gotway Luffy. And I had to Google what both of those were.
I have no idea what that is.
They're extremely, extremely lightweight, extremely small,
The
very
IP5,
narrow
that
wheels.
laptop-looking unicycle.
I thought that was like the LP.
If-
Didn't Sean have one of those things? Remember that little wheel looked like a little black briefcase? If you guys remember that.
Yeah, that's probably it. It's a tiny wheel, but apparently that was scrapped. And so I was expecting the Patent S to be coming, just because the OG Patent was getting a little older. And I was thinking, you know what, they're going to refresh the Patent line soon. And what's
Yeah.
next? We just got the L. We just got the Patent S. I think the next thing up for refresh is the Lynx, unless they're going to do something real small again. I don't know.
Right. What are your thoughts on the Apex?
I'm mixed about it. I haven't gotten to ride one yet, so take everything I say with a mine of salt. But it's a fantastic looking wheel because it's just like the Lynx. I have heard from some people that it's a very high maintenance suspension, which personally turns me off to that, even though I've heard that the suspension is phenomenal, and I think that's outstanding. But the way I see it, I want a completely maintenance-free suspension, and that's something that I really like about the the coil and oil type suspension that you get on Librachems. So I don't know. I think it's really cool that the Apex is a lower price compared to its competitors, because it doesn't have pads, it doesn't have a trolley handle, and you have to get a special seat in order to ride seated on it.
Right. I think
And
it's a
I found
trolley
that to be
handle combo now. A trolley handle seat
yes,
combo, I think now. Yeah.
yeah, and it's a boy. I feel like that not having those things was a humongous swing and a miss. But then because it's reflected in the price tag, I
Mhm.
think it's fair to give them a pass for it.
Right. Yeah, I'm happy with what Jack is doing. I mean, to step up and actually, because we've been asking in the community for other manufacturers to pop up and make wheels, and they jumped in with both feet and they did it. So, and he's being transparent too, which I like about that. He's taking a little bit of flack, but he comes out and hey, this is what we're doing. This is the fix. And he's right in the trenches with the riders, and he's a phenomenal rider too, which is a great help. So I think the Apex they'll get everything ironed out. I think the wheel will come into its own, man. So I'm definitely rooting for NOSFET, man.
Well, it's
Yeah,
their first wheel.
go
It's
ahead.
their first wheel. You know what I mean? I think that it's a good wheel. It's probably good wheels for somebody that collects wheels also to be like, hey, I got the first edition, you know. But I think next year when they come out with Apex 2 or whatever they call it, I think they're going to be like, they're going to take all this feedback and they're going to have a trolley handle. They're going to have a seat. They're going to have all this stuff. But it's like their first, like, here you go. What do you guys think? You know?
Right.
Yeah. I think that NOSFET has an extremely bright future. I
Mhm.
think that as long as they can keep up with the a release schedule for wheels, so not too fast like Begode and
Mm-hmm.
not too
Mm-hmm.
slow like In Motion and King Song, if they can just hit that sweet spot that I feel like Leaperchem has gotten with their release schedule, release one great wheel every
Yeah.
once in a while and let it have that staying power. If they can do that, I think
Dude,
they have a very bright future ahead.
no, 100%. Like I was I think this was it today? I think it was yesterday. I'm walking through New York because I work in New York City, and I see a dude at the corner, and he's on. It was either an MSX or an MSP, you know, Gotway, and I was like, nice, and still cranking that wheel out. You know what I mean? So again, you don't have to come out with a wheel every freaking month. Gotway, but gold, man. You still got people rocking these older wheels, man. So, but that was nice to see. Um,
Well,
Seeing
you
him,
know
yes.
the other thing about Leaper Kim that you don't hear too much about that should be talked about is the resale value of those wheels. It's like a Toyota Tacoma. You go get you a Tacoma,
Yeah.
right? Which is totally irrelevant, but a Tacoma, you go to resell that thing 4 years later, you almost still get all your money back.
It holds its
So when you get
value.
a Lynx or you get any of these Sleeper Kim wheels, if let's say a year later you outgrow the Lynx and you want the Sherman, you can still sell the Lynx and make some good amount of money
Hmm.
and buy the Sherman. But if you try
Right.
to do that with a V12, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
go buy a V12 and then go try to sell it a year later. Someone might laugh at you and be like, "Yeah, I'll take it off your hands."
That's dude.
I'll take it to
That's
the
You know what I mean?
recycling center.
Yeah, take it off your hands. Don't worry about it. you know.
that
But
is
Libra
so
Kim
true.
stays in that, and that's probably like how you say, "Hey, release one wheel, and make sure it's done right." You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hilarious. Yeah, we're gonna get Roger back on the show. Seeing
Yeah,
we're gonna get him
Roger's going to
back
be on
on.
with a bunch of people.
Yeah, we're gonna get him back on, dude. We got a
Yeah,
plan. That's gonna be a block party.
yeah, we got to get him to get his little live stream going over there with his peoples. He's got his table with his 9 chairs, I think.
Seymour, we got to get Senior Moment on the show too, man. We got to get him on.
Get Marty and
Okay, V
all them
Spike,
on it.
nice.
That'd be awesome.
I don't.
I'm curious what Ricardo says about that. Looks
Who
like the F-22 is lacking torque.
who
I'm
else was
curious
saying it?
where
Don't Rob, don't
it's
quote me
coming
on
from.
this. I think I think Maribel was talking that it doesn't have any torque. I think Maribel had commented that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I believe she did. Don't quote me, but I believe on the last one she had come into the comment section and said that it has no torque. And she would definitely know.
That's interesting. On the contrary, though, and if any of you know good old Paso Jorge, a retailer in Spain. I was chatting with him about the F-22, not the Pro, just the vanilla F-22 he had for a little while. And he said that it was obscenely, dangerously, scary fast.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah, Paso's a rebel rider, man. Just like me and Sensei.
Wow. Babe, do you think they might
Yeah,
have toned it down a bit or
that's
something?
crazy.
Different firmware?
That's
You
a
got-
good question. I
Yeah.
mean, no, the opposite, because they cranked up the voltage and the motor wattage. Maybe they nerfed the firmware. I don't know.
See, that's like what you're saying. The firmware. That's
Roger's
crazy.
Roger's saying now, Begode let you buy wheels if you want. Otherwise, there were loaner wheels for you to take. People kept taking other people's wheels. And we purchased wheels. This is a senior moment. We purchased wheels. Let it be clear, you get an option to use a pool wheel if you didn't buy it, but you couldn't modify with tire. Okay. Just trying to catch up here every day. Okay.
I gotta say, after that big race, Begode must be broke. Like, they went all out.
They
on
did
that
go
race.
all out. I'm sure they got deep pockets though, man.
Yeah, they got deep pockets.
They got
man.
they got some. Yeah, they got some.
I mean, just look at it. Look, in Motion, I'm just gonna take one manufacturer in Motion, right? When that V12, because I got one, when it came out, it was over $2,000. They were selling it for $900. So I know they got to make something on 900. So what's it cost them to make that wheel? 700, 600, 500. So Begode, they're making their money off all these $4,000 or $5,000 wheels, $3,000 wheels. They got pockets.
They got some pockets, and then, again, you have to look at, I guess, maybe they're investors and what they were doing before that too. So they're probably doing okay. Lorax, what's happening, man? Thank you for jumping on the stream. And he's just giving up the Libracam app for iOS on my wrist for the Lynx rides, my first wheel, and I can tell how fast I'm going. Incredible 4 months experience. Okay.
What's that saying?
I don't understand how people expected to claim a pool wheel with pads, bro. Buy a wheel or it belongs to the street.
You got a preference on pads, Rob? Like, I gotta have Grizzler. I gotta have the Clark pads. I gotta have.
Oh, he's gonna grab the
Oh,
pads.
he's gonna go grab them, dude.
That's it.
He's like, I'm gonna show you. Is he bringing the wheel too?
He's
for just a few seconds.
Okay.
There you go.
Pads. They're my favorite. I replaced the toe pad on it just because this one's a Begode variety.
Okay.
It's a harder. But the thing that I do love about this is that we have 3 segments. It's obnoxiously large. You just are able to get your Achilles heel locked in so well, but also you're able to get that leverage up top that, for most pads, you have to pick one or the other. You don't get
to larger here. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And those are kinetic pads?
Okay? Vertex pads.
What was that?
Vertex. Could you hear me okay?
Yeah, a little broken up, but I could hear you. Yeah. Vortex pads.
Okay.
I mean, do you know what the price range on those things is, at all?
They're about the same or slightly cheaper than Grizzla's.
Okay.
And the thing I like about them is that the print quality is just about the same as Grizzla.
Yeah, Grizzla's makes good product.
Yeah, and their print speed, Vertex pads print speed is, they'll ship it in like less than 2 weeks, usually like a week or so. And it's coming from the US. So I really love it.
Nice.
Yeah, it took me 6 weeks to get my Grizzla pads, man.
Yeah.
It was something crazy, dude. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, dude.
So then I just took it out of my mind and said, I'm never getting them. So then out of nowhere they showed up. I was like, dude, Christmas.
You forgot you ordered the stuff. That happened to me, dude. I ordered something. I forgot I even ordered it, dude. And it pops up. I'm like, oh, here it is. Yeah.
They are working on
Ruben.
their print speed. I just chatted with them about that, and they are working on that, just getting their shipping times down a lot. So I think that we're probably going to see an improvement from Grizzly in that regard.
Yeah,
Okay.
their
in the near
product's
future.
good. The product's good.
Yeah, they're phenomenal. Yeah.
Ruben saying 10 years I'm ready for the senior tour.
Yeah, man, you get a discount on the entry fee.
Yeah, Ruben's a phenomenal rider too, man. Oh, 100%, dude. He's talking about that. He says, I'm sure folks have gotten more miles, but he's saying he has over 4,500 miles on his Sherman S. Dude, I know people that have over 20,000 miles on their OG Shermans, man. And it's like those things just, it's just like they won't stop, man. It's crazy.
That's true. And another thing is road miles are not the same as trail miles. It's kind of like when you're trying to sell a car, you're like, oh yeah, 100,000 miles, mostly highway. Riding on the trail will thrash your wheel in
Oh,
1,000
yeah.
miles a whole lot
Big
more
time.
than riding on
That's
the
a
street for
fact.
1,000.
That's a fact, dude. Trail riding, especially if you're hard, nah, you're gonna smash the wheel up a bit.
Yeah,
Oh
real
yeah.
quick.
We'll talk about it, man. We'll get you on, and yeah, it's gonna be good. We got some good lineups coming.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about it. Who you got down the pipeline so far?
We can't spoil a surprise. That's like opening up your Christmas present before Christmas.
Yeah. We got some good people coming on for sure. I know
Galaxy.
next week for sure it's Aaron and Zach to talk about their big win in
Oh
China.
yeah, they can give us
World
all the
champions.
details.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's gonna definitely hit the 200 volt 2025. Someone's gonna do it. I think they're gonna probably jump 200 and probably smack straight into it a little bit over. It's like, you know what I always make this similarity with this whole voltage war. It's like the roller coaster. Oh, we have the steepest drop. Oh, our hill's 300 feet. Someone comes out, well, ours 301. You know what I mean? The next
Yeah,
year,
That's how it
right.
is.
we have 305. So it's just like small increments, man. So
Hey,
oh, I
Think
love
the what's up?
they're
you heard
making, and
about
I was just
Jill,
saying they're
dude?
making money on these wheels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sensei, did you hear
What's
about
up, man?
Jill, the seed bug, the girl, that you had on here?
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. I seen her post. I don't know if it's an old post and she's just bringing it up, but it looked like she fell and screwed her damn knee up.
That's not when she was on the that
She, I
that
don't know, but she had no
E25. It's
pads on.
not the E25. What was that wheel? With the dual wheel from Emotion, not the
The
E20. Is that the
E20,
E20? Is that I saw her fall on that one? Was that how she
my
hurt herself?
favorite wheel.
I don't
My
know.
favorite wheel.
I have to reach out to her, see if she's okay. I didn't think she got hurt on it though.
No, well, it says that she ended up causing like nerve damage, permanent nerve damage. Yeah, something
That's
I
not
don't
good.
like
And she
three
can
letters.
ride
He's
too,
saying that
dude.
happened a long time ago.
Oh, it did? Okay.
It did.
I don't think it was a recent thing. I
All
could be
right,
wrong.
good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I seen it. I was like, hey, best wishes.
Because I know she had put a
Right.
post. That's when she had that blue like suit on, light blue suit, and she was on that E20 and she went down real quick. So I was hoping it wasn't that.
Yeah, she cracks me up with her bunny ears. It looks funny. I'm thinking of getting one of those, dude, but I want like either Elmo or a Cookie Monster. I'm thinking more Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster's always top
Yeah,
of the list.
because I
You
wear a
rode
lot
the
of blue,
Pat
so
Rob, you had a chance to ride the Pat Nest, right? No,
No,
for
I
some reason I
haven't.
thought no.
I wish. I even reached out to Linnea at Leaper Kim. I'm like, could I please? But no, they didn't have any more pre-production samples available, and so it was a unfortunate but polite no from her. And they're barely arriving in the U.S. now. They're just starting to trickle in. The ones that we've seen so far have just been pre-production.
Okay.
But I mean, as we've all seen with all of every Leaperkin product so far, they come out the pre-production ones are pretty much the same as the production ones with virtually no issues at all. I mean, there's a few exceptions,
Right.
but
Right.
yeah, pretty well reviewed so far, the Patent S, but I haven't gotten to try one.
I know Unicycle Dell, he likes it. He's always making posts on, Facebook, ripping around
Yeah,
on it, and he likes it a lot. So, and
yeah.
he can ride
Sure.
his ass off.
And he's getting them for free. I mean, he's really loving them.
I need his hookup, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
he
I don't
does
know
it.
how he got that.
Yeah, he won't
No, I
tell
know
us.
how
But
he
he won't
Linnea
tell
reached out to him directly and said, "Hey, would you like one? Would you
us.
like to pay for air shipping?" And he said, "Yes, I sure would." And they said, "All right, send us the wire, and the wheel is on its way." Can I say how jealous I am about that?
It
That's what I
sounded like
said,
a
dude. I
fairy
need those
tale what you
types
were
of
talking about,
connections,
man.
man.
No,
Sounded like a
that's the
good
straight
movie.
truth.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
good
it's a
stuff.
great movie. It's a
Yeah.
documentary.
Oh, he's talking about. Oh, you want to get on now? I could, if you guys want to come in. I believe I can actually put the link if you guys want to jump in. If you guys want to jump in,
Talking about.
let me
Yeah,
know.
come on, Roger.
The other, okay. Yeah, what we're gonna do, I think once we have Aaron and Zach here, we'll do a show dedicated to what went on with the race, because they were there and they can give us some insider scoop, because I mean I don't have all the information. I saw just what everyone else saw online. So I'm gonna hold off on any questions about the race and let those guys come in and just break
Let
it
Aaron
down.
and Zach tell us
Yeah,
all.
let it, and anyone else who comes in, I don't know. Let them handle that, because they can give us all the background story of what happened.
Love
Uh,
to hear about that.
what are your thoughts, Rob? What are your thoughts on? And this always comes up, but we have to ask gear. What are your thoughts on gear? What do you like? What you don't like?
Uh,
What's your go-to for like a quick ride? Just
for a quick ride, well, I live in a little suburban neighborhood where I'm two doors down from a 55-mile-an-hour street. So if I'm just riding in my neighborhood, um, everyone who's watching this is not allowed to spread it around, but I often don't wear any gear. But just in my
Oh
neighborhood.
no!
Um,
Bleep
yeah,
it out.
don't tell anybody.
I'm not
But
telling anybody.
if I go on a real ride, if I go outside my neighborhood, then
All
I kind
gear.
of have no choice. It's all the gear all the time. I got my e-rides gloves, I got my motorcycle helmet, motorcycle jacket, like a bunch of layers on under my motorcycle jacket, and my
You use the
knee
mirror.
pads, and yeah, I got a helmet mirror. It's amazing. But there's no like middle ground for me just because of how close I am to the road, a major road that I have to
Right.
fully gear up. But before I lived in this place, it was more of a progressive thing where it's like, oh, if I'm only gonna go like maybe 30 miles an hour, then I'll just throw on my helmet and maybe this or that, but not a full gear up. I might be setting
Okay.
a bad example by saying that. I don't
No,
know.
You
I
bad
mean you're
man.
being completely honest, though. I mean you're being honest, which is a good thing. Being transparent. I think if no rider rides with, you know, 100% equipment on all the time. Nobody. I
I
mean,
do.
I'm guilty. I don't all the time.
I
Like
do.
if you,
And sometimes I'm sweating my ass off, dude. And people are like, "You fucking crazy," and I'm like, you know what? I broke my collarbone. I broke my wrist. I don't want no more broken shit. You know, I'm wearing this shit. I don't care. I'll sweat my ass off.
No, I don't blame. No, I don't blame you for that. I say to each his own. How you ride. I know for me, my rule of thumb. Most of the time, I'm fully decked out. But normally, if I'm riding at a pace where I can pretty much outrun the wheel, then I'll ride with just minimum stuff on. But once I hit the road, now that's just around my complex. Once I go out on the road, I'm all geared up. But riding around my complex, like I might throw some air in the tire. I'm like, all right, let me just go out there and see how
And
this
then,
feels.
and then what's the speed you normally ride at, Rob? Are you like a 30s, 40s, low 50s
I
kind of
would
guy?
say that with my Sherman L, um, in the winding country roads that I'm at, I average between 40 and 50 miles an hour. My EUC World app starts beeping at me at around 51 miles an hour with a 14% PWM, but it's not reporting it correctly, and my wheel isn't beeping. So I just I just follow what the wheel is telling me to do. And
Mhm.
so I just because I run a YouTube channel doesn't mean that I'm the fastest or
No,
most skilled person in the world. I'll be the first to admit that there are people that are dramatically better than me, and I
Oh,
oh,
still have plenty to learn.
oh yeah,
But yeah,
but
you
you're
know that
having fun.
yeah, that's what it's about, really.
Yeah.
yeah. I say the same thing. I am not the best rider, not even close. There's still stuff I'm learning, but I put out the videos and I'm just trying to expand what we do. Bring it to the masses, you know what I mean? Or that's it. I just try to be a uh put out the information and people can take it for what it's worth. But nah, I never claim to be I'm a turtle rider, dude. Compared to a lot of people, man. Uh And I always say too, for me, I think my turning point, I'll do like if I go to a track or something, I guess I would push it, but out on the road after I got hit, that kind of changed up how I ride. And
Hmm.
so if I mean if you look at my videos, my rides are calculated, if that makes any sense of what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, my route is set, I'm
Mhm.
going here. And if you ever notice, and I will put this out here, but this is just how I do it. When I'm filming, I'll normally yank my camera out when there's not a lot of traffic and stuff around. That way I can keep my eye on what's going on. Because sometimes when you're filming, you can get lost in a moment and you kind of take your eye off the road a bit. So I kind of calculate when I'm going to pull out the camera. Garrett,
Before this
what's
comment goes
happening?
away,
Hmm.
Garrett, yes, I was going to point that out. Hit me up. Hit me up. We shall ride.
Good deal.
It's going to be a good time.
Nice. Garrett, thank you for coming in and joining us this Friday. Garrett's always in the trenches with us as well. And if everybody could please do us a favor, hit the like button, smash that like button. We have a great guest on. Again, Rob just laying it down. And it's cool too, dude, because I've watched so many of your videos and it's like I know you. You know what I mean? That's what's cool about when people come on. It's not like we're strangers because we watch people's content. So that's just freaking awesome, man.
Yeah, Rob's got some
Yeah.
good stuff.
He really does.
Oh, thank you. You know, it's funny, like some of the people that you meet, the who's who of EUCs is ultimately just another person. They
Yeah.
they all put their pants on the same way you
Yep.
do, one leg at a time. And you know, folks like Marty, Roger, Don, the should I say the SoCal crowd. They're exactly like they are on YouTube, and they're all great people, and I really enjoy
That's cool.
um, the stuff that they put out, but also being around them as people. They're very genuine.
Nice. That's a good thing. Thug, what's happening, brother? Oh, I'd be rolling with Marty too. Actually, Marty might roll off and leave me, man. I'm definitely not trying to keep up with Roger or Don unless I'm in a freaking car.
Yeah, I want to keep up with them.
I'll leave that one up to you. I might take a couple quick rips with them, depending on how I feel when I'm out there. But no, I'll go out there and I'll ride hard as I can. I'm not gonna go out there and be a cream puff, but I'll go out there and put some rubber to the road.
Yes, I am in Sonoma County. I just moved here this summer. I was in North Carolina, the furthest east you can get in North Carolina in the Outer Banks. But now I'm in Northern California, about an hour north of San Francisco. And the country road riding out here is second to none. And
Wow.
the views of the cows and the the grapes
They're
is
happy cows.
well, yeah, they're all happy cows, except for this last few weeks where it's been nothing but rain.
That is so funny. Not like Jersey, man. You
No,
ride
that's
long
what
enough,
we
you're
call our
cool
cows
with
in
it.
California. Happy cows.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, so you're close to Santa Rosa out that way, right?
yep, yep.
Hey, so you
Go
like
to Santa
seafood?
Rosa regularly.
You like oysters?
I've had an oyster once, a raw one.
Best oysters in the world are by where you're at.
Really?
It's
Wow.
called
Oh, yeah.
Tamales Bay, man. They've been around since like 1890 or some crazy shit like that. It's they're
Wow.
farming them right out of the ocean, dude. You can go get them. Go get you a bag and throw them on the grill, and you'll see.
Hmm,
The best in the world, dude. Best in the world.
that's cool.
They got good food out there where you're at, man. Really good food.
Yeah. The okay. Other than my regular daily rides, I have regular group rides. Unfortunately, I don't even get daily rides. I got a ride today, and it was fantastic. But you know, being that I have a real job and a family, it can be a little bit tougher to go out on a daily ride, um, especially since I have to wear a uniform at work instead of being fully geared up in my EUC safety gear. So I'm not able to ride as much as I'm not able to ride daily. Um, but when I do go on a ride, what I prefer to do is I just try to push it as much as I
Hmm.
am comfortable. And
Yeah.
there's a Sonoma County group. It's pretty small, less than 15 people, but they're all a group that I enjoy spending time with.
Nice.
But
Sweet.
there's just the occasional group ride out there.
Yeah.
Not regularly scheduled, but just whenever we're like, hey, let's do a group ride. Okay, let's do it, you know?
Hmm. Right.
That's awesome.
No, that's good stuff. I think like even with me, it's hard for me. Uh, my hours that I work, because I work in New York City, live in New Jersey. So then the commute, by the time I get home, sometimes it's late. So trying to make content and ride, I don't get to do daily rides, man. So it's like I try to squeeze stuff in when I can. But yeah, it's no joke, man. It's tough. It's tough.
You got to
I can,
scratch that itch. I had the itch real bad today, and I said, you know what? I can't take it anymore. I
yeah.
can't take it. I have to get out and just. I'll be back in 45 minutes.
And there's
Did it
times
become an hour and
where
a half?
What's that?
I said you went for 45 minutes. It became an hour and a half.
yeah, right.
No, I had to come back for this.
Oh,
There
we
you go.
interrupted his ride.
Oh
We'll
man.
make it up to you, dude. We'll make it up to you. I know for me,
No, this is great.
it depends. Like Fridays, even like well, but like Saturday night. Sometimes I'll go out and I'll ride at midnight. I'll ride 1 in the morning, and where there's not, and but I can't really film. It's just too dark. So sometimes I'll try to get miles in when I can. But
Okay.
Ultra Supreme, what's happening, brother? Thanks for joining us. He says Rob, Ronan, Marty, and the other YouTubers are EUC pushers. We need a dopamine fix. Yeah, Yeah, that's a nice list right there. Respect to everyone on that list. Big fan of Ronan, Marty. Yeah.
I don't know if you can associate Marty with dopamine. I mean, I like
Yeah.
Marty.
I
He's
don't know
been
if
he's
He's
you'll
been
feel
upping
right
his
about
numbers
that.
though. He's been
Marty is obviously one of the fastest racers in the world.
Yeah, he is. He's
he
phenomenal.
is, man. I honestly think
Just
he
kidding.
has
Marty's great.
his speedometers fixed just to slow down the numbers. You know what I mean? That's a fake number he shows us. Marty's clocking
Yes.
well over 50 all the time.
Yeah, he's trying to make nobody look bad.
Yeah.
Indiana's saying in the single digits out here. I get the edge of right. Oh yeah, dude, it's freaking cold up here too. Not in the single digits yet though.
Yeah, weather's weird, isn't it?
For 5 minutes, he got tears in his eyes. Yeah, man, you gotta put something over your eyes in this cold weather, man.
Oh yeah. You'll get headaches, dude.
Yeah, you can F yourself up, man. That cold weather just rushing on your freaking dome.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, out here
Mhm.
in California, it's not even getting to freezing for the most part. All you got to do is gear up in a few layers and go for a ride.
And you're good to
I
go.
feel for you guys.
You guys got good weather all freaking year long, dude.
Yeah. He's in some really good area though.
Yeah.
That's why they grow grapes
lucky.
out there, dude. You know, you got to have that good weather.
Yeah.
Oh, Marty definitely has connections. I mean, he's been in the game for a long time too. Marty. So he's definitely
Yeah, he's the wheel father. We call him the wheel father.
Yeah, and I always give Marty his props, dude. Wheels would not be what they are today if it wasn't for Marty. Looking at his early videos, putting them through the test on Overheat Hill and all that type of stuff. Because they were, dude, think about it. Wheels were toys when they were riding them. They were basically toys. Not anymore, man.
Well,
Yeah, now they're vehicles.
Yeah.
True vehicles.
True vehicles.
Yeah.
His dog. Yeah, man. Put the dog on a leash and let him freaking run, man. The only way we can keep up with him.
I do that with my dog. That's how sometimes how I have to take the edge off and scratch the itch. I just tell my dog I have trigger words for her because she's crazy. I got a miniature Australian Shepherd, and she's got I say, "Do you want to go?" And I say, as soon as I say go, she just loses her mind because she knows that we're going to go on a ride.
That's good now. You got to film that one day, dude. That's freaking awesome. Make that the intro 20 video.
It's a full-size Australian Shepherd?
No, it's a large mini. She's like 40 pounds.
Yeah, I got a mini too, dude. I got is it a Merle, a gray Merle, whatever? It's the one that's got the gray with the Merle color. She's got a blue and a brown eye. But those dogs, man, they're just too much, man. I don't know how you deal with them, man. They're crazy.
Well, they're all different. I mean, I got two mini Aussies, and one of them is built for feed, and the other one's built for speed.
Yeah.
You know, my other Aussie, she will not go on wheel rides with me. She's like, you know, unless there's like a food motivation, she's not going to go on a wheel ride. Yeah. I have to take her for a drag. But on my other dog, she will run 30 miles an hour alongside me on my wheel.
That's good.
And just run till her heart explodes.
What?
Yeah, mine was built for crazy, I think. Doesn't really listen, you know, only to my wife.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, here's a good question for you, Rob, too. And same with you, Mikey. What is law enforcement like for riders where you're at?
You just pay them. They'll let you go. You know where I live, right, Rob?
Money in your pocket.
So, hey, Rob, I live down in Tecate, Mexico, dude. So I moved down from the Bay Area down here like 7 years ago. And so it's me, Austin, one of his buddies, and Tommy. There's 4 riders in the whole city. So we don't really get together very often, but yeah, I've had him pull me over. I'm like, here's 200 pesos, which is like $10. Okay, go. So I take off after that, but that's my experience.
What about yours, Rob?
It's great though. In North Carolina, I got pulled over twice. I've not gotten pulled over here yet, but I have researched the law. In North Carolina, there is no law against riding any EUC because it is in a happy gray area that I prefer to stay in.
Me too.
I got let off with a warning when I pressed them for what law I was breaking in North Carolina. I just insisted politely that I want to know what law I've broken. Can you point to that? Because this does not fall under any of the categories in your traffic law, because I've looked it up. Have you? And we'll know. But in California, EUCs are sort of in a gray area, but they technically are about as legal as they possibly can be in the US, because they fall under a basically as a one wheel category without actually being called a one wheel. It says something to the extent of a single wheeled board, electronic or electrically powered board device that generally goes under 15 miles an hour, but it doesn't say like a certain hard number. And
Right.
EUC riders cling to that because that is the closest thing to what to the law, and they have all the same rights as a biker, where there's no legal requirement for insurance, no licensing, no registration, nothing. It is fair game in California from that standpoint.
Yeah, I haven't had any issue. I think the only time I had problems twice. Once we were in a park and they had just paved like the walkway area and it was kind of crowded. And the officer was cool. He was just like, "You guys can ride on the outskirts with the bike lanes. Just it's a little bit crowded for the one, the UC." And then we had the same thing happen in one other park. But as far as officers coming up and telling me I can't ride, no. The majority of ones I run into, "Hey, is it hard to ride? I see you have a helmet on. Do you have any other, because I have the jacket with the pads built in and stuff." That was it. I've never had any problems. Now you'll get people that don't know what's going on. "Oh, you can't have that on the road," and this, and some people wanted to say stuff they know absolutely nothing what they're talking about. But as far as officers, no problem whatsoever. None. New York, no problems. Jersey, no problems. So.
I will tell you one thing I did have though, because I work in San Diego, right? And so I cross the border every day. And when I first got the unicycle stuff, right, they were trying to charge me an importation tax every single time I crossed.
What?
And yeah, it was some crazy shit, dude. And so I had to get a hold of in here, you know how we got mayors, right? Over here, they got presidents of the town. So I emailed the president of the town. "Hey, I'm a unicycle rider. I came from the Bay Area, blah, blah, blah. And, I'm here to, just promote electric mobility. So then he got a hold of the immigration that is in charge of that area where I cross, and he's like, "Hey, dude, the law, specifically, I guess Mexico made a law that until September of 2026, all electric stuff that comes into Mexico, unless you're importing a vehicle that you're buying, but like skateboards, bikes, all that, it's all free. There's no importation until 2026 of September, dude." So then they let me go through, but they were going to try to charge me 15% tax on the value of a unicycle that I had every single time I crossed, dude.
That's freaking crazy.
Yeah,
Dude.
that's about as
That's
bad as it.
cute.
Yeah, they're trying to make
Hand
money.
them the 100 pesos, right?
Yeah, no, on this one it was they wanted 15% of the value of the unicycle. So they go on Google, dude, and they're over there. Okay, at that time I had a Z10. They're like, "We're looking it up. Oh, $1,800. Because that's how much they were when they came out, And I was like, "No, I'm not paying shit." And I went across, and then I started not riding my wheel until I got the situation resolved.
That is nuts.
I hear you.
And they were just trying to
Totally
dig
get it.
down into your pocket.
Yeah, that's how they are, dude. But now that I'm here, now they call me the wheel guy. Like,
Okay.
like everywhere in town, oh, you're the wheel guy. Like, it's weird, right? But now they ask me, kids take pictures with me. It's a trip, dude. I'm like a Power Ranger.
Because you got the green on
Funny.
too. The Green
Yeah, I'm the
Ranger.
green one.
That's good. We have Indiana UC. He says it falls into the category of personal mobility, like grandpa's mobility scooter, and it's legal to ride on the street just as long as you ride on the shoulder. And that's how it should be. My biggest thing is I always say, if you can ride a freaking horse on the road, you should be able to ride. You should be able to ride a darn EUC, E-skate, or whatever. I think the biggest downfall with the United States and what they need to, like some places where you ride, they want to give you trouble. And I think people need to push back and be like, yo, infrastructure needs to catch up as far as with bike lanes and trails for people to ride. And if you're riding safely on the street, you should be able to ride on the street. But this whole thing where again, we needed to have a whole show on that because I think some of the stuff is just completely ridiculous. And
Yeah.
again, some things come from people. Oh, they might have a connection with somebody on whatever the city board or whatever. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, because you don't like it, that it should, you should put restrictions on it. Get the frick out of here, man. That stuff drives me freaking crazy, dude.
Yeah. Well, the fact that it says it's legal to ride on the street as long as you're on the shoulder. No, 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 no. It is so much safer in general.
Thank you.
If you can, if you can keep up with traffic safely on an EUC, you should be among traffic for safety purposes. And for that reason, we should also have proper EUC lighting, like proper red colored tail lights that don't blink as a fake
Blue.
turn signal. Yeah, yeah, all these crazy LEDs. I know there's so I hope the comment section just blows up when I say that all these RGB things is I think that it's not necessary. I We need red in the rear and white in the front if we're going to be riding on the street. That's just the way it is. And
That's the option to add the additional color if you want, but mandatory, the
yeah,
red and white. Yeah. I
there
will
you
say this
go.
though. What the comment as far as riding on the shoulder, if you have nothing else to do, fine. But my issue with riding on the shoulder or even riding on the side, they don't clean the streets. So nails, screws,
Glass.
glass. That's why I say, man, if it's not clean, take up a little bit of the lane and ride safe. Don't ride in the gutter. You get a flat tire, then all hell is going to break loose, man. That's what I'm trying to say. They really need to get the infrastructure down for the safety of not just us, but cyclists as well. It's way behind, and especially for the amount of taxes that we pay, infrastructure should be way, way better. It's freaking horrible.
I mean, even on a bike lane on my Sherman L, as long as there's nobody else around, I'm rolling on the bike lane at 45 miles an hour. Don't tell anyone I said that. And but but for real, we should be on the street with other cars if we are able to safely keep up with traffic. If
Mm-hmm.
you have the skills to do it, that is the safest place for us. And as I said before, I'm happy to comply with whatever regulations are required to do that. But I am a realist and don't think that we're likely going to be seeing full legalization uh, put into law over
No.
EUCs being on the street. So I'm happy with it being in a gray area.
I do. I like the gray area. I think with all the pros for EUCs, PEVs, there's still a lot of cons as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can get a wheel, you can go 50 miles an hour. For how long? You understand what I'm trying to say? Certain wheels, you're lucky if you can go 22 miles at that speed. So for as much as I love it, we still have a lot of restrictions, and I like keeping it in the gray area. Um, I don't really want to have to get anything registered. I think they already have us by the frickin' by the sack with car insurance and motorcycle insurance. And ask yourself this question: really, if you're out on the road and you get hit by any type of vehicle, you're going to get damaged. The car or the truck is really not going to have much damage, you know. So I mean, they have to look at it that way. It's anybody that's out on the road is skilled enough to ride, but at least I don't think you should have to register everything. There needs to be forms of transportation where you can just get on a ride. We're free to travel in the United States in our person. So I don't think, unless you're driving professionally, again, truck driver, you know, Uber or something like that, I don't think we should have to register all that stuff. Anyway, I'm getting long-winded, but that's just my thought process on it. Sorry about that. I get passionate talking about this stuff, dude. I really do.
That's why you have a YouTube channel, so you can air those grievances and we can talk about it. We can all agree
Yeah, I
You
need to
know what?
definitely have
or
my blood
disagree.
go off.
You know what?
Right.
I think where they're gonna try to like first start is with that stuff that was going out in the East Coast. I think it was out in the East Coast where they're like, well, you know what? You're renting the apartment, so the HOA doesn't want nothing with high wattage and voltage inside the apartment. You're gonna have to keep it in the shed out in the port, or you know, I, I think that's where they're gonna get it. You know, they're gonna start showing pictures
Yeah,
of fires with EUCs and shit like that, and I think
Well,
that's
that's why we need to
where
get away from lithium ion, man.
yeah.
well, you
Yeah.
know, they got sodium, blue sodium ion, and blue sodium ion is half the size of lithium ion, man. And it's new technology. You can look it up. You can look it up. Chevron, I believe Tesla's working with it, and it's half the size, and twice as powerful, or something like that. I think it's twice as powerful. It's half the size, and it's only available for like cars and forklifts and all that, like heavy
Mm.
electric shit. But eventually, it's going to trickle down. But this was like 2 3 years ago. I was talking to the manufacturer of that blue sodium ion. I forgot the name of the company, but you can look it up. It's yeah,
Well, they have salt batteries.
blue sodium.
Yeah,
That's what
they.
it's
I mean,
called.
the battery tech is there. The question is, are they going to release it? The thing we have to look at tech when they release it to the public. That stuff's probably 20, 30 years old. We get stuff late. We
Yeah,
get stuff. So I always tell people, look at the cell phone. They were called field phones back in the day, and those things were out years before they hit the public. They were using
yeah,
them in
the
the military.
military does that. The
Yeah,
military
dude,
does
we
that.
get stuff late.
Yeah,
We're getting stuff super, super late. They have the tech already. There, it's all about the money, man. So
yeah.
Yeah, I imagine there's a lithium ion cartel that's controlling the controlling the market, lobbyists and whatnot. I mean, honestly, lithium ion batteries are
There is.
phenomenal. They're great
mm-hmm.
until you exceed their capabilities and turn it into a bomb.
The thermal
You know,
runway, yeah, and
yep.
this is another thing too. They're going to highlight certain things. I'm not saying that the fires don't happen. I'm being completely honest, but if you take and you look in retrospect, you probably have more fires and homes burned down due to candles and freaking space heaters than personal electric vehicles. But they're not going to highlight that stuff for people who have an agenda where they want to try to put restrictions and things like that. Safety does have to go up, but I also think sometimes they've taken a highlight, put it in the spotlight and try to bring unnecessary attention to it. Not that it's not necessary, but you understand what I'm trying to say. It's they have an agenda.
Well, the sooner we solve the lithium ion fire problem,
Mm-hmm.
and honestly, let's be real here, it's almost completely solved with EUCs.
Yep.
But yes, there are still occasional fires. It's very rare, but it has happened. We have smart BMSs now. You can monitor all of that and significantly reduce your risk. Once we get past that, then there's going to be the other hurdles for legalization, such as, just having it registered and insured for being on the street because the government's got to get its cut of this.
Yeah.
And you know what? As long as they get that, as long as I can ride without being bothered, I'll pay my little bit of tax to do that if it means that I can. But I'm afraid of there being rules saying, oh, it can only be 750-watt motor. It can only go up to 20 miles an hour. Arbitrary, stupid
That's
things
that's
they tack
crap.
on.
Yeah, I don't. When you can have a car, especially, I mean, you can go get you Corvette Z06, Mustang, any of these cars, even electric cars, that'll do 155, 160 miles an hour, actually faster than some classification of race cars that you can drive on the street. But they want to they want to restrict you to 28 miles an hour.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
really?
nuts.
This ride the speed limit. That mean, and when you're around people, slow it down. It's just some stuff is just common sense. But again, they want to walk you by, hold our hands and walk us. I'm like, please, it's not a fair
Well, I
system.
think I think here in California it's 28 miles per hour the bikes, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
Mm,
was near
okay.
a shop that sold bikes, those e-bikes with the big fat wheel. They look like they're dirt motorcycles or something. And and uh and the guy was like, "Yeah, we can't sell nothing legally over 28 miles per hour." And I'm like, "Dude, I go over 55 miles per hour. Like,
Yeah, that's cute. Wait
that's
till you hear
crazy."
about my wheel.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's not a genuine 28 miles an hour. We talked about it earlier in the show. Yeah, you might do 28 miles an hour on
yeah,
flat ground, but going up a hill, dude, those numbers drop drastically.
yeah.
Mm,
Those things they look
I'm
cool,
curious.
but
Yeah. Garrett is saying California has really crappy e-bike laws that just came into effect January 1st.
Yes, they did.
I know nothing about that.
Yeah, I was
I'm
watching.
curious.
I keep up with a few of the e-bike channels, and I know there's like a lawsuit right now going on with Super 73, but yeah, they're trying, dude. But
Tell me
people need
about
to
that.
stand up. Let's see this. Well, let me read this one here. We got Ricardo. He says we ride the bike lanes. We're fine. You'll get the odd cyclist peeving you off. Yeah, cyclists for some reason have some of them have problems with us, but on the other, we're
yeah,
fine.
they're pissed because we go super fast and they got to pedal like crazy to keep up that speed.
They're
That's
just
what it is.
jealous.
They're jealous, man. They hate us because they ain't us, dude. That's what
Mhm.
it is, man.
I think
Facts.
I like Surons. I'm looking at Senior Moments, what he's saying here. But I think the problem with the Surons, they look too much like dirt bikes, no pedals. So, you know,
That Thorin goes fast though,
and
dude.
they're quick too, man. So you're going to get some red flag. I agree with that. Surons, you're definitely going to get the looks with that.
Yeah, they're going like 70, what, 70, 80 miles per hour?
I think something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
What's that? I'm saying his name right. Cabio? T Cabio? I think I'm saying that. Welcome to the show. He says the only issues I've had from bicyclists acting as police, 100%. Drivers yelling about me having a that push for strike out. But please, man, it's like if you're out in traffic, the majority of people that are riding in traffic, like you said, Rob, you know what you're doing out there. So
I tell you what, there are some people in I would say I'm not naming anyone specifically because I don't have the names. Not just because I'm withholding names, but I really don't know. But it seems like it's a cultural thing in New York City and in the San Francisco area to brazenly violate as many traffic laws as possible, smashing through red lights, just riding wild and dangerous. And while it sounds fun, I think that puts the EUC community in a really bad light
Oh
and
yeah, for sure.
may very well introduce more restrictions based on that. And Sensei, you would know a lot more than me about that in New York. Is that
yeah.
accurate?
Well, this is the thing about New York, right? And I will say this about anybody, not even just electric unicycle riders. I'm talking cyclists, heck, even pedestrians. Most of the time, when you go up to a red light, if there's nothing coming, you do a splash and go. I think the safest thing if you're riding on the street, you want to stay ahead of the traffic. And I think that's why a lot of people do it. I think sometimes videos make it look worse than it really is. Again, I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. Yes, you're going to have some riders, just like drivers, that are going to blow through red lights, threading the needle. But for the most part, most riders, e-skate, EUC riders, pull up to the red light, look, and then you'll go. Even cops will see you do it, and they won't say anything. Now you will get like a lot of, I think, the delivery drivers that make the on the Uber Eats and all these types of things. I think they're some of the most reckless ones because they're just, we got to go, we got to make the delivery, riding the wrong way and all kind of stuff. But as far as the riders that I've ridden with and ones that I see, most of them will stop, look both ways, and then they'll go. But I do that too. I try to stay ahead of the traffic. If there's nothing coming, I'm splashing and I'm going. If there's traffic coming, and you can see me in my videos, I'll stop and I'll wait and I'll say I'm not battling with the cars. But if it's clear, I'm just going to go to stay ahead of the traffic. So, but that's what I would say about New York. For the most part, most of the riders are safe. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you will get.
So I guess
some of the
call me
videos.
corrected.
Yeah, I think again, you're going to have some people that thread the needle. That's just with anything, cars, motorcycles. But for the most part, most people are riding pretty safe. It's just a splash and go at the red lights. It's just safer to stay ahead of that traffic, man. Because the drivers, some of them just don't care, dude. They will run you over and ask questions later. Yeah. If any more NYC riders are, they can weigh in now or later down in the comments. But New York is one of the best places to ride, though, dude. It's one of the best freaking places to ride in the UC. It really, really is. It's
New York City or New York State?
New York
Or
City.
both?
I've never been upstate, but riding in the city is crazy. It's Dust Shorts. I'll leave a link to his channel down in the description once we put this up. If you look at his videos, it's crazy. Like New York, you can be in one area and you won't even realize that you're in New York City. You'll think you're completely somewhere else until you say, we're in New York. You're like, what? Really? That's New York? New York has beaches. They have all these other different areas that you would never know. It's amazing. It's crazy, man. You can go from being on the beach to riding in the woods to being on dirt trails to riding in some other areas. It's nuts, the variety that they have up here. It's pretty good.
New York City is about as flat as a pancake. Am I right?
Yes, until you start getting in the outer boroughs. You know what I mean? Like I'm only 13 miles outside of New York City. So, yeah. So Jersey riding, like you get down in I mean, it's not like you're riding in California. Of course, you're not going to have that type of elevation change until you start getting up, upstate. But depending on what borough you're in, you can definitely find some hills like in Brooklyn and Queens, Staten Island, and stuff like that. Yeah.
I like this. I don't believe AB 1096 applies to EUC. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I think it's hard. Again, even with that whole 750 watt motor thing for e-bikes, you can't do that on an EUC, dude. You not for bigger riders. You're messing around to get somebody killed. You know what I mean? So it's like things have to be different for EUCs. It's a different type of vehicle.
Yeah.
Different.
Just let me go 100 miles an hour. We'll set a limit at 100. How about that?
There you go. That's the ticket.
Well, I think what would be cool is if push came to shove, if they said EUCs have to stay, let's say it can't go over 120 pounds and the speed has to stay capped on the road at, let's just say 60 or 65, I could live with that.
I think 70 should be the cutoff. I think it shouldn't go past 70 unless the stability of the EUC is better. Because you know what? You could say, yeah, well, I'm stable at 55, 60. Cool. But a gust of wind hits you at them speeds. It ain't like when you're going 25. When you get hit with a good gust at 50, man, if you're not ready for it, you're gonna eat the fucking ground, dude. So I just think for
You might be
safety
0
reasons,
miles an hour quick.
Yeah.
yeah, I think it shouldn't go past 70. Not yet. I don't think it's quite there yet.
And then highway riding too. I mean, if you have to get on the highway, ride the shoulder, get where you're going, that's one thing. But for
I
me
think
personally,
that
I
shouldn't
don't want to
even be
be on a
allowed.
highway with trucks and stuff. I don't.
I don't think that should even be allowed, Sensei.
Yeah.
Because like I used to have a smart car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know you guys probably laughing, but those things are teeny, dude. And when I would drive on the Grapevine, you know, right here in California, there's a place called the Grapevine. It goes like basically from LA, it goes straight up and comes back down over by Bakersfield, kind of, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But uh, that thing is like 5 lanes, dude. And you got semis, dude.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the
And
road
you're
with
in this
trucks.
little teeny little friggin' smart car, dude. I swear, dude, I thought I was gonna die, dude. And
Yeah,
I'm
they'll
in a
shake the
car.
car.
I'm in a
Yep.
car. So you're talking about you see in a highway. I think they should never allow
No,
that.
this is what I'm saying. You'll go to certain places and you'll look, it has a big, wide shoulder on the road. You know, you'll see like a long stretch and the shoulder is almost as wide as the lane. And I'm saying if that's the only way that you can get to where you're going, and I'm not, then I would say if you have to do that. But as far as being out on like a 4-lane highway, I don't think they should be out there. I don't. That's just me.
Yeah.
Uh, they have it to where like basically keep the rules of a bicycle. You can ride on every road as long as it's not a highway. I could
Yeah.
be down with that. I could be
Yeah, I'd
down
be
with that.
down with that too.
You know.
I think that the biggest problem for riding at, say, 45 plus miles per hour and sustaining that speed is lane changing at that speed. Call it a skill issue if you want, but when I am going above 45 miles an hour, I have my helmet mirror, just one, not both sides, and I can see what's there. But if I need to turn my head to look,
Oh, you're screwed.
it's going to be a I wouldn't say I'm necessarily screwed, but it's a lot bigger of a challenge to turn my
Mhm.
head at 50, 45 miles an hour than it is at,
Yeah.
say, even 20 or 30. And so when you're on a 4-lane highway, 60, 70 miles an hour, you can't just depend on your little helmet mirror. You have to actually physically
Yeah,
look.
dude.
And those minute
Yeah.
movements can send you on the ground potentially.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wouldn't say that, we should be necessarily limited to 60 or 70 miles an hour because frankly, hardly anyone's going that fast on an EUC in the world. But I think that nature will sort them out and they'll end up getting a Darwin Award if someone's going 60 or 70 on a highway. I think that has that happened? Has somebody
Yeah, they've already
gotten
hit
themselves
70.
killed doing that?
Yeah, someone already hit 70. That
Oh,
was
Roger
that
hit over 65. Roger
yeah.
hit over 65.
Didn't he do that on a master? He did that on a master, didn't he?
I don't know what the
Roger?
hell he did it on, but
It
I
was on
know
a
he did.
master.
And the Russian guy, he hit over 70. So
Was it actually GPS verified
yeah,
speed
yeah, he
or
had the
Mhm.
GPS and he had a truck next to him with
I do
their
remember
thing and
that now.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That's
that's what I'm
super
saying.
impressive.
And that's with these wheels. So I think the next batch might be able to ride better at that speed. But 70, I think, should be like the cap point.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
it's too dangerous.
yeah, I don't I'm like I think with the headroom, it makes the EUC safer because you know that if your wheel can do 70 and you're riding at 45, 50, you shouldn't have any problems. I just think once you get other vehicles, buses and trucks and all this type of stuff into the mix, man, they're not going to see us on the freaking road, dude. And it's
No,
just bad
yeah,
things are
no,
going to happen.
no. You're
They're
gonna be
not going to see you.
roadkill. You're gonna
Yeah.
be roadkill.
Think about motorcycles. I mean, all the time getting hit because they don't look for them.
They don't see you. And like
Ever?
the guy in Hawaii that
Oh,
got
yeah.
killed. You know,
Yeah.
and all he did was get on the highway to go to the next exit type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's I don't wish that on anybody, man. That's
It's
safety
roads are
to me
dangerous.
is very important. I think Joel, I think his name was Joel, I believe, who's a New York writer out in Hawaii. And that's just you never want to see that happen. And we've had a couple EUC deaths this year already in other
Yeah.
places,
Yeah.
people getting hit and trying. So it's like, yeah, it's a real thing. And yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine with the larger diameter wheels, if an EUC manufacturer happened to create another Monster Pro size 24-inch plus wheel,
That's what I
that
would like
your
to see.
wheels are low enough to the ground that it remains stable. Maybe even bigger, maybe like a 26-inch or bigger
Yeah.
EUC, as long as
That's what I think. That's what I think also.
yeah,
That's where you get that stability that you're talking about there, dude. Right
yeah,
there.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened to the Begode double wheels M105? Anyone see it? I didn't see it. Well, someone had years ago even a double wheel. This double wheel is not new. Someone else was making. Years ago they had those things out.
Yeah, they made
It
it
was a
before.
custom. The double wheeled M105 was is a custom build.
Mm.
Yeah, I inquired with Begode about it, and I said, hey, you know, let's order some. And they said no. Our rep was like, what's this M105 Duo you speak of? I'm like, I shared
That's
the
funny.
video. I think it was from Faye Levy.
That's hilarious.
And they're like, oh yeah, no, you can't buy that. Okay.
That's hilarious. Ultra Supreme, what's happening, brother? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This Friday morning, Saturday morning, depending on where you are. He
Yeah, for
says
you,
Dawn did
Saturday.
68 on an ET Max today. Dawn
Don?
Uh-oh,
rolls out.
dual wheel is coming. Wonder, I've heard about a dual wheel future
Yeah,
as well.
Don's
Maybe that's
Don's
what
the champ.
maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, Dawn can roll out, man. And she
Yes,
rolls out
you
on that ET
can.
Max. Um, Tiki Bale says, I believe it was Rogers Master with the EX30 motor that hit 65 plus. Okay, I know that he's moving.
Yeah, I love Don, man. I like watching her stuff. She's funny.
Senior Moment saying, if we can't agree with rules, should we imagine what the legislators will do? I think we just need more people that are involved in the sport to help make the laws. I don't think it would be hard really to make the laws at all. Like I said, I'm good with say, hey, you can ride on any road, just don't get on a highway. Maybe if there's a big enough shoulder, if you have to ride to get to an exit or something, again, that's plausible. But right now, if I have the same rules as a bicycle, I'm good with that. Bicycle, you can take up a lane if you have to. I'm good with riding with bicycle law. That's it. I'm good with riding with bicycle law. I can ride on any road I want besides a highway. I'm good. And if they can give us that, you get no arguments out of me.
You define a highway because a highway in rural areas can be a 30-mile-an-hour road.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I know where I
Anything over
am.
55 miles per hour, let's just
Anything
say
over
that.
55, yeah, I think that's what I consider a highway. Anything 55 and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
55 and over, yeah. Uh-oh,
Let's
so that's
talk
saying
about
dual
this.
wheel was coming. We got a dually.
Yeah. So it's the future. So apparently, I guess that this dual wheel M105, to call it dual wheel is a little of a misnomer. Dual tires, one wheel, two tires. But anyway, this new e-bike, the Begode Future Duo, maybe that with the Begode M105 Duo, that was just a prototype that they slapped that on there, and now they're going to be putting it on the Future. I think it's a pretty great idea to have that and then make it optional. So you can start with the double, and then when you feel confident enough, you say, you know what, I'm going to get the single wheel variety, but
Mhm.
you know they're going to charge probably $300+ minimum just for the fresh rim with the motor. So I
But
don't know
wouldn't
how
you,
many people are going to actually go for that.
right? I mean, eventually though, dude, it's like having a dual wheeled EUC on bigger wheels. Wouldn't that be just like too cumbersome? You know what I mean? It's
That
like you get to a
that's
point where,
not gonna happen.
yeah, that's just that, to me, it's just like
I
handling would
think
be
the
like
only
crap.
way it could happen, dude, is if the wheels have like a up and down type thing like
I
this
see
when
what
you're
you're saying.
turning,
Like it
you know,
tilts.
something like that. Because them being solid like that, especially being big tires, and you're trying to turn. If it's already hard enough with one, I could just imagine two, dude. That's just that's just a bad recipe right there. That's a recipe for disaster. I would say you got to have that,
Something that
like
I,
I said.
yeah, something that I did like about the E20, or sorry, I didn't like about the E20, and the fact that the future is supposed to be the same way, is the fact that it's pretty underpowered. It's easy to overpower. And with the M10.5, if they actually produced that in mass, that has enough juice in it to, to prevent you from falling and dying.
Mm-hmm,
And,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
if they actually produced that wheel, then people could upgrade. But with a future, you have a, $700, $800 beginner, very beginner wheel that now if you outgrow this future dual wheeled future, then you're going to be looking at another few $100 for a still underpowered wheel.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. Yeah. This is a pretty good statement here by Senior Moment. He says, that's how we feel today, but laws will always be behind. When motorcycle level wheels that truly self-balance, we'll look back with different opinions. Yeah, I mean, if they wanted, they can make a self-balancing wheel right now. I mean, they have self-balancing stuff out there. I mean, the tech's old. It's just, are they willing to put it out there? But what's the price of wheels going to be once they start doing that too? You know.
Mhm.
You Ride Life saying it rides better than the E20. Wheels are closer together. It's a good training wheel. Okay. The Future D felt way more natural than the E20.
Future D. um Man, you know what, I value, Roger, Seth, what you have to say about this, but when you comment about these wheels that are unreleased, I am green with envy. Oh, it's just
Roger,
not
what he's
fair. Just
saying
not
is we
fair.
need your connections, man. Come on, dude.
Yeah, bring one home to me.
Yeah, we won't tell, man. I need a box at my door within a week. Come on. You guys holding out, bro. We're not asking too much. Look at see. Oh, wait a second. Gotta go.
Maybe next year. Maybe
Uh,
for the 2025 Christmas race.
yeah, dude.
I'll have to go to China to get all the details.
Yeah, that would I dude. I keep saying I wish I could have been there for that, man. Wish I could have been there for that. But I tell you, it'd be cool though if they taken a sponsor race over here in America. That they come to America, that would be awesome too.
That'd be outstanding.
That would.
Especially if they paid for the hotels for everyone out here too.
What? Yeah, you got to keep that, man. Got to keep the perks.
They've already started a precedent. It's a precedent. They have to continue.
Yeah, you can't. Once you start, you can't stop.
Yeah.
Ricardo's saying, "Yeah, Rob Rogers' wife rode that wheel before you." Okay. Obviously, man, we're missing out here.
Cost is going to be affordable, just like In Motion. Their goal is to get more people on wheels. It will be a loss leader for them. You know, I hope that actually happens. It did not happen with the predecessor to the In Motion E20. It still hasn't happened with the E20. And I'm not saying that any of them are bad wheels. I know some people think they're just abominations. I think it's cool, but it hasn't sparked a revolution yet. I hope it happens, but I'm wondering how many times we have to try the same thing before EUC manufacturers realize that this is probably not the most effective way to do it. Not that I hate the idea, it just doesn't seem like it's working.
This is my take on EUCs, right? I might offend some people, but I'm just sometimes you have to be a realist. Look at how many people don't ride motorcycles. What's the first thing they say about motorcycles? They're dangerous. I'll kill myself riding one of these things. If a lot of people are afraid to ride on two wheels, the majority of people are going to be afraid to ride on one wheel. That's just the reality of what we do. And most people, I've been riding for 4 years now, 4.5 years. And most of the people that I come across say it looks cool, it looks fun, but I am not getting on that thing. And I can say out of all the people that I've met through my years of riding, I've inspired one person to ride that I know of that I actually got to ride with that person. The majority of the people that I run into will say, it looks cool, I'm not getting on that thing. And that's just the reality of what we do. Most people will not step on the EUC. They won't do it.
Well, I mean, I've got a few people that I've trained on an E20. I mean, it's right there. And it does indeed make it possible to learn super duper quick. But I have yet to turn someone from an E20 rider into a true EUC rider where they're riding on one wheel. However, I will say that my daughter, who started on the A2, she struggled with that. And then we got her on the E20, and it definitely helped build that confidence to make her a better rider on the A2. But I haven't, beyond family, I haven't been able to convert someone properly to being a true EUC addict using an E20 or any dual-wheeled, dual-tired EUC out there. I think that it's possible. It's just I haven't personally seen it done or been able to accomplish it. Not to say it can't be done.
Right. I mean, I taught my wife how to ride on a V10F. She picked it up fairly quickly, but she hasn't been on a wheel in a while. I mean, she caught on quick. She's a daredevil. But I don't know, man. I would think for me, if I was willing to learn, I would rather get on a single wheel than a dual wheel. That's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me. I'm just going to go ahead and get it over with and learn how to do it on a single wheel.
Well, you're right that, when people, I can't remember exactly how you said it, but if people are too afraid to ride on two wheels, they definitely won't on one or something to that extent. And you are absolutely right. I mean, what's the most common thing you hear other than, how fast does it go from the general public? Oh, I die on that thing.
Yeah, dude, that's like the second thing out their mouth. Price first, and then you're right. And it's psychological, yeah, that would be cool to have a tachometer. It'd be good. You can see when you're definitely hitting the red zone.
Well, you know what's another one that I've talked about, Rob, that they should have. But I mean, you could buy the damn thing. But I mean, since you're paying like $4,000 for a wheel, remember what we were talking about last time about having a tire pressure monitoring sensor? So we're like, on your app, it's telling you everything. If your tire starts to go low, beep, beep, beep. Hey, put air in the tire, you know?
Doesn't PidZoom have one?
Yeah.
I think they have one, right?
Yes.
It goes on a
Yes, they
wheel,
do.
though.
And
Yeah, this is aftermarket. What I'm saying is it should come stock already.
Oh, I got you. I got what you're saying. That's a good idea.
yeah, a problem right now with any wireless tire pressure monitoring system is that it comes with a little thing that you screw on and the cap that goes on it. And in general, those, across the market have a lot of issues with a slow leakage over time.
I
And
got you.
and that's a bit problematic. And with the PidZoom, it's a, tire pressure monitoring is awesome, but I don't want another thing to strap onto my
I
front
got you.
handle.
I got
Yeah.
you.
I think an app controlled one would be
I
That'd
a
be
do.
great.
major improvement. I would actually buy one of those, but I already have, a gigantic trail flashlight that I put on my front handlebar. I don't want another device
Mhm.
to be clamped on there personally. I'm not an accessorizer like some people are.
Dude, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Keep it
Devo, what's
simple.
happening, brother? Welcome to the show, man. Always a pleasure having you in. Devo has made it in, giving shout outs.
Damn, Devo, you came kind of late, Devo.
He came in with a
So
party
glad you're here,
bottle.
man.
It's late where you guys are out. Well, just you, Sensei, I guess.
Yeah, it's almost 1 here. Roger says the E20 is kicking butt and training people. I get it, dude. I'm just not. I don't know, man. I think I don't know. I'm about to just get on the wheel, pay your dues, and just learn how to. That's just me. And it may. I don't know. Again, maybe that's my background that I came from, where it's just like getting a little bit dirty. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I'm curious, Roger, if you're able to talk further about how it's kicking butt and training people. Yes, any wheel can train people, but I'm curious what you mean by it's kicking butt because honestly, I haven't seen a whole lot of people getting trained that become EUC addicts later out of the E20. Again, not to say it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Mm-hmm.
haven't seen that kind of results yet.
I think it's gonna have its own niche. I think it's gonna be for kids, man. I don't think it's for adults. Maybe adults that don't really want to ride fast and they're just trying to go down to 7-Eleven and grab a Slurpee.
At 6 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly. That way you can enjoy the Slurpee.
Without spilling it on yourself.
There you go.
Yeah. That's what that's for.
There you go. This is Ultra Supreme saying, man, I'm sorry. I lost my composure. Ultra Supreme saying, that is so true. Since anytime I come upon a motorcyclist, they are scared to even try riding. It's it's crazy though. It's like, yeah, they see the one wheel and it's just like, no, thank you. You know?
Hey, do you ever get the people that are like, no, man, that's for pussies? I'm just saying that you guys don't want to ride bikes, man. And I'm like, really? I've rode a bike before. Why don't you jump on this? I mean, I'll jump on your bike. You know what I mean? So they talk shit about it because they can't do it because they're scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, just because they ain't us.
They're not us, man. And this is a good point here. Kat saying that no form of transportation is safe. They say it's safe. What they mean is reasonably safe, but really, yeah, dude, it's a fact. Nothing's 100% safe.
None,
Gotta
man.
go on the road.
Not even eating your wife's dinner sometimes.
Roger, thank you for joining us. He's going to sleep. Dream about us.
Buenas
Send us
noches.
some wheels, man.
Buenas noches, Rogelio.
That's it, brother. Thanks for joining in, man. Always a pleasure having Roger in. Seth, you still hanging tight with us, bro? And George.
What time is it over there with you right now, Sensei?
Dude, it's 12:46. We're gonna start winding it down a bit. And Rob, man, you've laid it out for us tonight.
Yeah, Rob's the man, dude.
And we still got some comments to get through here, but yeah, it's been a pleasure, man.
Yeah, maybe we can get to riding with you, dude.
Come on up here.
Convince one.
Yeah, I'm actually going to the Bay Area, like at the end of January, dude. I'll hit you up.
You and anyone else watching is welcome to hit me up, and I will take y'all out on a fun ride.
Nice. It's coming. I got it for 2025. I got a few places I need to hit. Seamus definitely convinced one friend also. Then he bought a first gen S22 and got scared when others had issues. Oh no. Yeah. The S22 debacle. Or the S20, the original one.
I've convinced two friends. But I think one was because I was his boss. And I was like, dude, come on, man. We're over here working. You're making government wages. It's a prevailing wage, right? So you get like double of what you normally make. I'm like, I got you working here. You're making like $1,400 a week, dude. Like, come on, dude. What's a little $1,200 V11, you know? And I kept telling him, but look at the V11. It's got what is the brake light? A motorcycle grade brake light.
Headlight.
Look at this thing. It's all black, dude. You'd be like a night rider, dude. And eventually he bought it, and he's still doing it. He's still got the V11.
That's a good thing. Yeah, E-Rod Life saying we just
talk
have to
trash about that. People can talk trash about the V11, and you know, it had an awesome tail light and headlight that I think was really ahead of its time, and really we still are not seeing headlights that measure up quite as well to that. There's different ones. I love the Lynx and Sherman L headlight. It's really bright. But the tail light still not as good as the V11.
Yeah,
V11. I like the V11.
And the V11 is a little good wheel, and it's cheap too. I mean, they were selling it. How much did you say they were selling it with that Christmas special?
Oh, I
like
can't remember.
$700 or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember.
No, you can't go wrong with that, you know.
I mean, you can pick it. I think the V11Y now is like about $1,500. I think now the V11Y, which is can't really beat that. I mean, decent wheel. Like E-Ride Life, it's just we have to reach the right audience. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
And Roger's saying Seth is the voice of electric games. Yes, sir. Phenomenal rider as well. I'll tell you what's cool too is like I said, I taught my wife how to ride, and then my cousin actually got interested in riding off my videos and gave him some pointers. We actually did a ride out, and again, we never know who's watching our stuff. He's an actual state trooper, so that's good. You know what I mean? So he actually took the wheel into the barracks, and there was a few other people that wanted to learn. They were curious about what's going on. And I was like, yeah, man, spread the knowledge. That way, when you do come across a police officer, they know, you understand what I mean? They know they're not going to be so quick to judge. Yeah. And yeah, it's good to spread it. So
yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Did we bring up the one from T Cabio?
Yeah, can you let me where is it here? Let me see if I can.
It's almost at the very bottom.
Is it this one? Let me see. Hold on a second. Sometimes this thing wants to stick on me here.
Next one.
The next one. Oh, here we go.
Yes, thank you though.
This one here?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Have you seen the headlight with LiDAR waiting for reviews but looks promising? I think. Have you guys seen that?
No. What's that?
No? Oh boy. I'm gonna educate you guys. This is good. This is great.
Okay.
It's 4 Leaper Chem wheels, and it's a headlight that adjusts the angle based on your terrain. So say, for example, you are going uphill, it uses LiDAR to detect where the ground is at. And if you're going uphill, it's going to angle the headlight up a bit.
Well, that's
So
badass.
so you're able to actually see going up the hill, and when you're going downhill, it will detect it and it will angle you down a little bit, or angle the headlight down a little bit. And I think, honestly, I thought I was a pioneer in this, but I guess not. Um, I had that idea myself like 6 months to a year prior. I was like, we need something like this. I hit up Bob at PidZoom, and I was like, yo, check this idea out. You guys got to run with this. Just send me a free one, please, if you make it. But I told him about this idea to make angle adjusting headlights that do it automatically. And basically he was like, sorry, it's too limited of a thing. If it's just for Leaper Chem wheels, it would cost a lot in R&D. We can't really do that. But then these other folks, they created it. So I guess I'm not that smart of a person. Someone else had the same idea. And it's an awesome thing. It doesn't look ultra professional because it's partly 3D printed.
Right.
Um,
I think I did see
but
that
it's
because
pretty awesome.
he has a brake light to go with it. I think I saw the
Yes, and
video.
I don't think it's reactive to braking though.
Hmm.
So in that case, it's a hard pass from me.
I think I did see. I think I did see that video. It shows the guy riding at night. I didn't know if it was. You know what I mean? I didn't know how legit it was. I know exactly what you're talking about. I did see the video. It popped up in my feed.
Yeah, it's an amazing, incredible concept. I think that if they can get a proper shell on it that's not 3D printed, I
Hmm.
think that this product has legs. And I imagine that an EUC manufacturer may see that and think, we're going to do this. We're going to steal that idea, and that's going to be the next big thing on a future EUC coming up.
They're gonna
I'm
look at
not
that.
I'm not saying that from an insider perspective. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm just imagine that because it's a
That
great
would be
idea.
cool, though. That is a great
Yeah, I think
idea.
it's going to probably happen.
It is. I also think they need to implement on wheels. It can be done where it can project your speed maybe out in front of you, almost like a heads up sort of display or something where it can project your speed out so you can see it. That would be easy. I don't see why that would be hard. They already have freaking lasers on bikes that put like a little cage around you so cars can see you. They could do that easy.
I'd love
But
to
we
see that, but I think in bright daylight, uh, that might be particularly hard to do to
Oh,
see.
that's a good point. Didn't even think about that. I'm thinking about night ride. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, look at that. Okay. Roger said we taught the owner of Lazy Rolling. Okay, to ride. Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Presumably on an E20, since that's what we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Seth is awesome, man. All the way around in the trenches, deep in the EUC
That's
community,
such a
man.
cool
Doing
cat.
great things with amp games, and I actually got to meet Seth at the Wheel Life rally. And the funny thing is, never met Seth. I got to talk to him. I think I talked to him. Before, watched his videos. But when I met him, it was like I knew him. It was like, hey, it was freaking awesome, man. Good dude. Yeah.
Awesome.
He helped me get some. I think the first time I actually got to interact with him was ordering some pedals. Oh yeah. Bikers give us the 2 fingers down. Yes, they do. I've got that before. When you ride by and they give you the can't even see what I'm doing. They give you the fingers down
Yeah. Till they realize that we're on a single wheel.
on the single wheel, man. No, big respect, Seth. Yeah, you're doing your thing, man. Keep it up, bro.
Yes, it's the man.
Indiana, thanks for joining us, bro. Appreciate all y'all. Before everyone leaves, if you could please smash the like button. We had an amazing guest on here. Hopefully, he can come back and do it again. We roll out to his neck of the woods, get a ride in.
I hope so.
It'll happen.
Make sure you subscribe to both channels, guys.
Yeah,
Put a
man.
like.
We out here.
Or else.
Right? Oh, man. Okay, let me see if I can. I'm sorry, guys. The comments are, man, great interaction tonight. Look at that, Rob. See, dude, told you, man. Hey, Rob, thanks for the content. Yep. You do amazing stuff, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate the live stream, Sensei, Master Mike, and Rob for being so active and interactive with you online. Dude, it's a pleasure doing this stuff. It really, really is, man. I enjoy it.
Yeah, we got quite a big list of people that are coming in the next few weeks, so it's more to come.
You're not going to tell us who it is.
That would ruin us.
You got to stay tuned and watch, man.
I love the V11, dude. I do. My boy Coquette had one, and we've been on some epic rides. I would be riding my Tesla V2. He'd be on a V11, and good rides with those things. No,
there's a guy on
from
Facebook.
Boston. Supreme, Ustride's from Boston.
There's a guy on
Probably
Facebook, right?
Huh?
That calls himself. It's in Spanish, right? But he calls himself Aventuras de la Rueda, which is like the adventures on a wheel, right? In Spanish. And that guy rides a V11, man. Like, I ain't never seen anyone ride one of those things. I know maybe he does. I think he's got a Lynx now, too. But he had that V11 for years, dude. He's off-roading with it. He's doing jumps with it. Like, I'm like, damn, dude. So the V11, it's a good wheel, you know how to use it.
I know Ben, Pittsburgh guy, from Pittsburgh Rider. You look him up on a Pittsburgh One Wheel under the group, the forums. He has over 8,000 miles, I believe, on his V11.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
He still rocks that thing out, man.
Big respect on that. That's a lot of miles.
Mm-hmm. What are your favorite pedals? That's what T. Cabby was asking, Rob.
Can we see them?
Can't see. You have E-Rod pedals on there?
No, they're Beto pedals.
I can't see.
Sorry.
Okay.
They're the pedals that come on the Sherman L, but Beto makes a lift, like a riser for the heel and toe. It's interesting because it's the exact same manufacturer that makes the E-Rides pedals, and E-Rides pedals have long been my favorite, but E-Rides pedals are extremely heavy. And this little riser kit, it puts actual studs onto the pedals, and it only adds a little bit of weight. So you're keeping it lightweight, and you're making your foot in a concave shape. I'm a huge fan of that, and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So I mean, I'm sure it takes a hit to E-Rides' business, but I'm a huge fan of those because they're cheap and super effective and lightweight.
Nice. I didn't realize the E-Rides pedal were even that heavy. I didn't know. That's good to know.
Yeah, they're very heavy, very durable, but very heavy.
Okay, so Ricardo's asking, can you teach the owner of Easy Rolling to send out a large ER suit to me? They're always out of stock of gear. I like my size. Okay. I don't have any connections. I'm not sure who he's referring to with Easy Rolling. I have zero connections with anybody.
Maybe they'll just
have you ever tried
nicely to a strongly worded email.
Yeah, that's it, man. Contact them. Yeah, just reach out.
Hey, Rob, have you ever tried those CNC pedals that a guy named Adam makes?
Those are
No.
those.
I've seen them in person.
Everyone has them down here. I've seen Don with them, Roger,
Or there's the
all of them with them.
Adam G pedals, I think. Is that what they're called?
Adam G pedals, yeah.
You know, I've never gotten to try them out personally.
I'll send.
Mikey, you're freezing up a bit, bro.
I think we lost him.
Yeah, we might have lost him. He got the he's stuck in time there. We'll get him back in. Have a good night,
Ricardo.
Yeah.
Ricardo was out saying, for me, can you teach the owner of Easy Rolling to send out a large ER suit? You know what? I have never talked with Lazy Rolling, or wait, Easy Rolling. Is that the same as Lazy Rolling? I don't know anything about Easy Rolling.
I'm sorry. I'm so used to seeing rolling. I thought it was Lazy Rolling, Easy Rolling. I don't know. I never heard of it.
Our 3-hour limit. That's what it is.
Uh-oh. Is that it? Oh, man.
Uh-oh. That's what it said. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I've done over 3 hours on this thing before. So what we'll do, just in case, because we're almost down to the questions here, we will take an here he is right here.
I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, you can
welcome to the show. We're just getting started.
I know. Right.
No, but those Adam pedals that I was telling you about, I'm gonna get me some. They're a little pricey, but they're solid CNC pedals. You know, and I seen Don, Roger, and a few other like racers with them. So I don't know. I'm gonna probably get me some.
Okay.
But I could send you the Telegram so you could check them out, dude.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I am so happy with now I can't see it because of my chair, but I'm so happy with those pedals that I have. I mean, they're just the stock pedals. I paid like $70 for that set of risers, and it gets the job done cheaply, and it does it really, really well. So Beto doesn't make everything perfectly. Like the seat on the Sherman-L is kind of subpar. The seat that they make for the Lynx is a little bit subpar as well. But these pedal risers, they're the bee's knees. I tell you what. And cheap.
I think he was saying Lazy Rolling. I think he was saying Lazy Rolling. Yeah, because I would say I've never heard of easy rolling, easy riders.
Some easy riders.
Yeah, he was saying too, Lazy Rolling. Yeah, man. So what we're going to do, does anyone have any more questions? Please submit the questions. We're going to start winding this thing down. Again, if you could please smash the like button, it would help out the video. Sub to Rob's channel. Again, puts out amazing content.
Wheel good times.
You wheel good time. That says it all, man. And wow.
Hey, man. Hey, before we go, I got a question. How did you think of that name, man? It's like real good times, wheel good times. I mean, like, how did that come about?
I had two different channel names that I was going up in my head. I was like, you know what? I need to find something that is unique, something that if you type it into Google or YouTube, what kind of results are you going to get? Okay. And when you search YouTube for Wrong Way, you don't go to the Wrong Way EUC channel. You have to search for like Wrong Way EUC or something else like that, or Wrong Way with exclamation
some kind of traffic thing, right?
That's smart.
Say again?
It goes to some kind of traffic thing. You said the wrong way, right?
I think for me, it goes to some like music video where they say wrong. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's unique. And I was like, you know what? It's going to be one or the other thing. I'm not a horsey person, but my wife is, and I do go on rides with her. So I thought about either Wheel Good Time or Electric Cowboy. And I still like Electric Cowboy, but
That's actually pretty,
I
you know
like that
what?
one too.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty tight.
yeah. But yeah, I don't beyond that, I just wanted something unique that you type it into a search and it will be easily found. That's all.
Nice.
Hey, that's what Dale's buddy ought to call himself, dude. The Electric Cowboy.
Electric Cowboy, dude,
What
that is actually,
Dale's
that is
buddy
pretty cool,
rides
man.
the damn wheel with a saddle on it, dude. He puts a saddle
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
on the
I've seen
wheel.
that.
right. That's, yeah, right. Yeah, that's something else,
There's the
man.
Electric Cowboy right there, dude.
Facts.
Oh, we do have a question from Devo. It's a good one. It's a gotcha question.
Okay, hold on 1 second before that.
Oh,
Someone's asking where you got your pedals from first. To Cabrio, he's asking where you got your.
Beto.
Okay.
Beto. They're now on the Next Gen Mobility site too, so that's pretty cool. There it is. Yes, probably. I will probably go to California to ride tomorrow. I'm in Northern California.
Right, right, right.
So come hit me up. We'll ride together.
Nice. Nice. I am, yeah, dude. I got to get out and ride with more people. It's just like I said, man, it's just hard sometimes. But I got a ton of vacation time, so I'm gonna put it to good use this year.
You should.
Electric Cowboy sounds like it should be for someone Texas. Hey, I had a pony when I was a kid. If I can ride. Yeah, I grew up around horses, man.
Yeah. We're in NorCal. I'm in Sonoma County, an hour north of San Francisco. All amidst the wine vineyards and cows, and some amazing views by the ocean on the Pacific Coast Highway.
I think we lost Mikey again. He's frozen.
Uh-oh.
I'm about to say he's been stuck in that that house for a while.
Looks like he's holding the sneeze for a while.
I know. I'm like, wait a second. We'll see if he pops back in, but this is it, guys. We are going to get ready to close out here. Any last anything else you want to say, Rob, before we close it down?
No, just thank you so much for having me. This has been a ton of fun.
Awesome.
Honestly, I generally don't think I have enough to say when I'm doing this, so I was expecting there to be some good, long, awkward pauses and silences, and you've done a great job of guiding the discussion, and it's always been really fun and
Awesome.
engaging and interactive with all of the people, all the commenters. So it's fantastic. I had a great time. Thank you so much.
No, dude, thank you so much for coming again. Dude, I appreciate the EUC community so much. I wish people could just understand. I love doing this. Rob, again, thank you so much. Mikey reached out, bam, right away. You answered, you came on, and great discussion. Great all around guy, great rider, great content creator. Can't wait to ride with you one day, hopefully soon. And that is it. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. Remember, you get on your wheel, you ride it like you hate it. You be safe out there. You ride it like you hate it. I'm Sensei. You're get the camera. Real good time. Thank you so much, everybody. I have to give a shout out to Mikey, always in the trenches, and he wants to thank everyone as well. Hello, good night, and everyone ride safe out there. Peace out.